What's up?
Are you here? So we might as well just let you go.
I came in late. Oh man, what's up, everyone? Welcome to Spoiler Kings. I'm with Brandman Brandon over here, Brian the Grizzly over there. What's going on, guys? How was your weekend?
Good. Played a lot of Assassin's Creed.
Very nice.
I was busy, got a lot of stuff. I was streaming, and you know what came in today? A couple days ago.
What's that?
My Canadian flag. I told you I was gonna get Canadian flag, so it's a Canadian flag. But I'm only doing it when I have this too. So we're going like this, guys. Can we all just get along? Can we all just get along? And can we just stop being stupid?
Right.
The Canadians are looking like, don't tell us.
I'm not talking to them.
all the Canadians in chat.
Oh man, I'm not talking to them.
Yeah.
Like, oh god. Every day I listen to stuff. I'm like, I just put my head in my hand. Like, here we go. But you know, it was a fun weekend. I went to the movie theater three times. Yeah, so watched some good movies. Totally caught up on Yellow Jackets, so that's fun.
Nice.
Yeah, we talked about Adolescence. That was man, I can't even pretend to watch that again. Like it's too much. But I've seen Magazine Dreams twice. I saw Black Bag. What did I see? Working Man. So I mean, that was fun. It was a good weekend. Obviously, my kids weren't here. They're at their grandparents' house, so we just did it whatever the hell we wanted to do.
I was gonna say, I was like, no, those are kids' movie. Like, how'd you get to the theater?
Sit here and let's watch Working Man, baby. Don't worry about that.
Awesome. But let's see who's in chat real quick, and before we get into some of the news, because CinemaCon started today.
CinemaCon,
so,
yep.
So Sony's the big one happening now, which we already got some news. Well, let's see who's in chat. We got Fernando.
What's up, Fernando? The first one here. I was like, oh, it's just me and you.
Yeah. Collector, what's up, Collector Movie Man?
What up, Collector?
Look for Elijah. Are you doing any trailer reactions tonight? I don't know if you'll be able to stay for any trailer reactions. No worries. Stay for as long as you can, as you want. We appreciate you always coming in, hanging out.
Oh yeah,
most definitely.
Yep. It was at least 12. Then I have to go to bed. Yeah, busy day. Yeah.
Do I understand? It's been one of those days for all of us. Oh yeah,
definitely.
Oh yeah, one of those.
And I did deadlifts. Ugh, the worst.
Today was leg day.
So today was back. I do lower back and upper back the same day. It was the worst.
Yeah, that was my afternoon. I slept in a little bit today.
Nice, lucky. Oh man. We got Sheed in the house.
Sheed, what's up, man?
Sheed.
And we got the great Sully Streams. What's up, Sully?
It's an honor. Honor is ours. Thank you, Sully.
Yeah. Well, appreciate Sully. Also, make sure you go check out Sully Streams. Awesome movie tuber. Does a lot of good reviews, great reviews. So go check him out.
Am I the only one who's getting excited about Sinners?
No, I'm definitely excited. It looks
Sinners.
like
it
looks like Rosewood meets From Dusk Till Dawn.
Ooh, that's good.
That's a good exact. The fact that he said those words.
That's a good way to put it.
And then when he was coming back in, he's like, "Oh, why I gotta invite you in? Why I gotta invite you into the bar?"
Oh, the clip, right?
Yeah, that clip was
all right. Dude's acting clearly suspicious. Can't come in without an invitation. Acting super suspect. You hand him money.
Yeah, I'm like, I would throw it at him. Like, look, bro.
No, here, just toss it. No, but I'm really excited. I'm game for anything Ryan Coogler directed.
I'm usually not, but Even then,
Really?
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I mean, Wakanda Forever
we-
kind of wasn't
Wakanda
good.
Forever, yeah, was
Yeah, that hurts.
you know,
Yeah.
I can no longer hold back my
Yeah.
true feelings about that movie. I think that movie's trash. But you know, everything else that he's made.
Fruitvale Station was great, but it's always based on trauma.
Yeah.
Sometimes I don't like
Always.
trauma.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah, Fruitvale Station, you know, the first Creed. What else was
I mean,
there's
all the stuff
something
he does is great. Don't get me
Yeah.
wrong, but it's very trauma's hard to you deal with all the time, and sometimes I just can't get with that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's his gimmick, right? Somebody dies. Somebody has to die.
But
You know, in his,
that's also
in his-
Pixar.
Mhm.
Yeah. 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 But yeah, Sinners looks good. I don't know why I thought you said center. Center. So I'm like, what the fuck is center? Oh man. But yeah, that looks good. What we got? We got Silhouette in the
What's
house.
up?
Hey.
Of course, Mama Bear.
That's why
The
Mama
best
Bear's the
mod
reason.
in YouTube.
Right
Mama
here.
Bear.
Mama Bear. When we go, we can get off. I'm like, good night, Canada.
Got like a little stuffed maple leaf or something on the side.
Should have some syrup right there. That's all.
Yeah, right. Skip those for right now, and then we got
That's a
before
huge
entertainment.
thing.
Yeah,
Silhouette.
yeah.
I can't wait to talk about that.
Yeah, we're gonna probably jump right into that. But what's up, Anzo? Big for entertainment.
Anzo.
Great round table yesterday again. Daredevil. It's fun. Very fun.
Yeah, I was trying to make it yesterday. It was just like I was like, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna try to make it on jumping on because I wanted to talk about it. That obviously didn't happen.
I always feel like I'm the guy who's going back to the comic book. So I'm like, maybe I shouldn't be talking about comic books. And then they asked me about it, and then I'm like, well, you brought it up, so now I'm gonna tell you what the comic book was.
That's funny. Oh man.
Yeah,
like I said, can we all
you
stop
all just stop being stupid?
Yeah,
100%.
Yeah.
You know, with Daredevil, and I've been like rewatching each episode of Born Again. I don't know what made me do this. Yesterday morning while I was folding laundry, I went back and revisited the 2003 movie.
Oh,
really?
Yeah.
Batfleck.
Yeah.
How was that?
It's
been a while for me.
It's been a while. Early 2000s movies. That's all I'll say about it. Yeah.
What was I watching the other day? Early 2000 movie. I think it was Spider-Man 2. I just enjoy Spider. I don't care.
Oh no, that one's great.
Oh, that one's awesome.
I love it so much. It's like that's my
like,
favorite one.
Yeah, that's peak Spider-Man.
Tobey Maguire. Spider-Man 2 was perfect. Oh, I loved it so much. I don't know if it was perfect where I just enjoyed it. And maybe it's the right time for me. I don't know.
No, it's up there with being good. Like it was in a time before comic book movies were big, obviously. So like, there was a few ones here and there, but that one was just, it explored like the hero person kind of dilemma,
Yeah,
it was so good.
It focused on Peter Parker as a character.
Yeah.
And it really like explored the trials and tribulations of being a superhero.
Did well, like really well.
MJ wasn't shit though.
Yeah,
he chose the wrong one.
Oh, I can buy.
When you at the lowest, did she bring you cookies and dinner? And dude,
yep,
that's the one.
I can buy all the fantastical elements of the Spider-Man movies, particularly the Raimi trilogy. But for the life of me, I cannot understand my imagination can only stretch so far when it comes to what exactly Peter saw in Mary Jane.
Obviously, she's the girl next door.
Yeah,
Easy.
But Weird Al. I don't know if you've heard the song "Ode to a Superhero" by Weird Al. He talks about the first Spider-Man movie, and he even sums it up, especially with the first movie. Even though Mary Jane was the girl next door, she probably wouldn't notice him even if his hair was on fire. That's an actual lyric from the song, if you've heard it.
I'll tell you this much. Yeah, MJ is the worst.
Yeah.
That version of her is I like her in some of the versions in the comics though.
No, I mean her. Like that the actress.
Oh.
That song.
Yeah.
Like we chose the wrong one.
See, T's in the house. Have you seen that with T?
What up, T?
Appreciate you coming in. We got Tony in the house. Spoiler Kings have arrived.
Spoiler Kings arrived. Hey, Tony's arrived.
Okay. Of course, we got Ace coming in saying hello.
What up, Ace? Appreciate you jumping in,
man. Saying, yep. The Ace saying they're looking forward to Sinners.
Dude, honestly, I look at it, I'm like, man, how can Ryan Coogler and Michael B. Jordan make this damn vampire movie and we not going to get a Blade? F everybody. It's just like
they just cannot pull it together when it comes to Blade.
So they're literally just going to cancel it. So they say they got a new director, and then like the same day we get an announcement that it's canceled. I was like, how?
Not nonstop.
Director probably wouldn't stay on anyway. They've been playing
they got
musical chairs. I know.
So it was crazy. I was like, so you get a new one the same day, all of a sudden. And it's not that it's canceled, but it's been on the back burner, and they're going to push Midnight Suns more. And I think that might be smarter, because the problem is if you release a Blade and it's not as good as Wesley Snipes, I think people are not going to enjoy it. Or they're going to always say, well, Wesley was better. You should just stuck with Wesley.
Yeah. I mean, it's not too hard, because I think the Wesley Snipes came out at a time where like people were like wanting comic book stuff. So now you need to be able to have it entertaining at that level, you know, because like movie wise, like plot wise, it's very like not difficult. You know what I mean? It's not complex. It's running the middle. It's really fun.
All Blade is Wesley Snipes being perfect for.
I mean, really, it's just Wesley Snipes kicking ass. You know, like
comic book movies were in a weird place when that came out, because that was in the aftermath of like Batman and Robin and Steel. So it wasn't like in the genre wasn't in the best place, unfortunately. But
Ace
Blade, and I know they had gotten a new director. I think it was like David Leitch, who did Bullet Train and Deadpool 2 and stuff like that. Or I think if I'm remembering, it was one of the John Wick directors, one of the co-directors of the first one, if I remember correctly. But considering how many directors have been brought on and abandoned ship, he probably wouldn't have been on board very long. It's the ultimate game of musical chairs when it comes to directors with the Blade movie.
Which is scary.
Yeah, they just could not get it together. So I was getting pretty skeptical. That this movie would happen anyway, because we're getting GTA 6 before this Blade.
Ace came in because I enjoy this time with you all. Happy I found some of my people.
Right on.
We're just happy you're here with us talking about all this stuff. Man, sometimes it's hard being a nerd. Sometimes it's difficult.
Man, like I know like it sounds silly, but you're not wrong, man. It's just a lot of times like you find some people sometimes, and then like on surface level it's cool, and then the more you watch them, the more like, oh, you guys are just like toxic, And I know that's such like a tropey kind of words right now, but man,
No, man.
Literally,
it's so good. It's makes you feel after all the stuff you've gone through in the day, I come here, be with my people, and talk about stuff that I want to talk about, and have fun, and be on both sides. Like you can release all the things that you think, and be in a safe place and not have to worry about it. And that's why I think I appreciate more than anything.
Yep, same.
Yeah, and we always appreciate all you guys coming in, hanging out with us. Super chats are we can never explain how much we appreciate them. For sure.
Absolutely.
Oh, we will, because you know what, we're going I'm telling you, we're going to rent out a theater. It's happening.
100% for Doomsday. 100%. If we hit hopefully we hit 2,000 before Doomsday comes out.
Oh, please.
But when we hit 2,000, we'll find a good movie that's coming out and do that too, probably. Have a big 2,000.
That would be perfect.
Yeah. But here, since we're talking about 90s actors, Ben Affleck, I just saw this one and it made me laugh still.
Reindeer games.
I'm not Ben Affleck.
You white? Then you Ben Affleck. Right, Wheeler?
Yeah, you're white. That's true, I am white.
That's true, I am white.
Says Ant-Man. This is another comic book here. But yeah, Ace, thank you so much. Appreciate it.
Man. Yeah, definitely.
Really do. See, I'm trying to get everyone caught up so we can talk about these. Because Sony is live right now.
Yeah, I know they released the stuff. I'm like getting stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'm trying to get everyone who's in chat. And Bobby, what's up, Bobby?
What's up, Bobby? Appreciate you coming in, man.
I think Kristen was a bad choice to play Mary Jane. Yeah. At the time, she was the most popular female actress, but it was the wrong choice. Yeah, she never gave me
that. To Bring It On.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, so I guess she was like the hot.
She was the hot
kind of thing,
And like, I've always liked Kirsten Dunst. They just, I blame the makeup, whoever was in charge of makeup, because they just made her look so plain.
Yeah,
I don't know how they will make her unplain. So I don't know,
because that's the whole like thing with Mary Jane, right? She's like the girl next door, like
you can't doll her up too much because then she's not Mary Jane, right?
Yeah, but she needs to be. I think at a certain attractive level.
Mary Jane was supposed to be an absolute knockout.
Yeah.
Well, I look at the comic books and I think that I could think of other people that could have been Mary Jane that should have worked out.
It was gonna be they wanted Eliza Dushku at one point.
That would have been interesting.
Actually, if you've seen Tobey Maguire's screen test for the role, his screen test, Eliza Dushku was in it as Mary Jane. I know they went through a couple people, but yeah, Eliza Dushku was pretty close to getting the part, which I would have been all for.
Yeah. Yeah. She wasn't, I mean, she was still pretty big back then too.
Yeah, I think she was doing Buffy at the time. And she was coincidentally, she was also in Bring It On.
That's true.
I think the only other thing I knew her in the years before that was True Lies.
Damn, I forgot about that.
No, I definitely did, because True Lies is one of my favorite movies.
True Lies is an awesome movie.
Oh, yeah. I saw this from Monzo. He said, "Fake Canadian love. You forgot the trash you spoke yesterday."
No, man, I wasn't talking about you. I said we're not trying to get you as a 51st state. We're not trying to do none of that. I don't need that. No. I don't talk about you, Anzo. don't love all Canada in there. No, just you.
Yeah. Then we'll find Brian a true bear, North Carolina.
Hey, it will be right there, like right there.
That'd be funny. All right. Oh, and we got Bookskers and Purrs. What's up?
How's it going? Thanks for coming in.
I always appreciate you coming in. All right. Wait, did I forget? No, we still got a Professor Film Fan.
Man, yeah,
I forgot. Almost forgot Professor, but I think that's about everybody. All right, because I was trying to get into what Tony brought up. He goes, "I wonder what Sony will reveal at Comic-Con." Boy, oh boy, they started off strong. Because I'm looking at the live chat right now. There's bleedingcool.com has somebody there, saying it's literally updating by the minute. They did their intro, blah blah blah, came on stage. Nia DaCosta came on stage. Like, you had a bunch of people, Jack Black and Paul Rudd talk about Anaconda. But one of the first big things was Phil Lord and the Spider-Verse directors came out on stage, and they announced that Beyond the Spider-Verse sequel, or whatever it's going to be called, is set to release in 2027. Yeah,
I mean, that's a long time, but the fact that we thought it might never happen makes you feel like a little bit better about everything.
Yeah.
Like, thank goodness, June 4th, 2027, around my birthday, I'm going to love it. I will be so happy. Like, if we should get a theater for that. Can I reserve a theater today?
Hey, right now.
If I can reserve it right now, we could do this. Let's go.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So they were up on stage. They were talking a little bit. Lord said they didn't take as long as Boyle, so he couldn't feel as bad. I'm not sure. I think Boyle's the director.
Mm-hmm.
So but let me see what else is going on. That they're bigger and bolder, creating new styles of animation and pushing the medium. That's what they were kind of going after. So, so they were up there. I mean, man, got a lot of love supposedly.
You don't think people still remember all the crap that happened? Like, all the people that are pushing, trying to get that stuff done.
I think I don't know if this is the day. It's June 4th, 2027. Is that the day?
I think that's what it was. The June 4th, 2027. That's what I saw.
Yeah. They're also doing Caught Stealing. They did a trailer for that one. I think that's with like Austin Butler's 90s New York kind of thing. So I don't know what exactly that one is, but there's a trailer for that. August 29th there.
And then we got the new Karate Kid trailer coming tomorrow.
Is that for what studio?
Sony, right?
Sony.
Is that Sony? Okay. Yeah. Let me see. They announced a new Resident Evil movie, 2026.
Yeah. Zach Kreger, who did Barbarian, is going to be writing and directing it.
Unlike,
I'm cool with that.
The previous adaptations.
Well,
this is a restart, though.
Yeah, this is I think basically a reboot.
A reboot.
Which I'm good with.
Zach Craig literally said, "This is a movie I'm going to make. It's unlike any of the previous adaptations. It's an easy. It's a story that follows one central protagonist from point A to point B as they descend into hell."
Just make an adaptation of the video game.
Just do the video game.
Exactly.
Just do the video game.
Yeah. The Paul W.S. Anderson movies were, I just call them "Look How Cool My Wife Is," the movie.
She is cool though.
Mila Jovovich is cool. That's no shade against her at all. Mila Jovovich is
I'm there for it.
I just want them to just do a faithful adaptation of the Resident Evil story. I'd be good with them doing Resident Evil 2. It's kind of like the basis for the story. The content's right there.
All you want to do is get to Nemesis and then do it the right way.
Yeah.
I mean, follow the video games. So I don't know. I mean, the video games have such good stories. You can even do the newer video games if you want to do something a little different. That are still so good. But yeah.
I'm seeing all this stuff too.
Yeah, wait, we're getting that one, Ace. We're going. I feel like they're did his membership.
Appreciate it.
Unfortunately, it sucks that they can't show it, but he did his little member emojis that he's got. So
it looks so cool over here. I'm looking on my screen.
Yeah, on actual YouTube, it looks cool. Let's see. Trying to go through everything else. What's going on? That Margot Robbie and Colin Farrell movie. That's happening. some animated film. Was Goat, I guess.
Did we say I Know What You Did Last Summer trailer? They did that.
I haven't got to it. Yeah, 'cause I'm going like in order because this person just
You
like
know, that was at 9:59.
yeah. I'm still like 30 minutes ago.
Well, because Marco Robbie was at 10:48. Yeah, so that's right after that.
Stephen Curry was on stage. Blah 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 blah. Demon Slayer. Which
Slayer.
I'm going. I'm going in September to see that Infinity Castle. Like on the big screen, it should look amazing. If you're a fan, it looks amazing on the big screen. But I already knew that was coming out. I Know What You Did Last Summer. First look. Yep. Damn. So new Insidious 2026. Wow.
I keep forgetting they're doing another Insidious. Aren't they doing another Conjuring also?
I think they are.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's announced yet, but I heard the same thing.
Guess who won't be seeing any of those?
It's a Conjuring. I'll get it.
I will go see I Know What You Did Last Summer. They're bringing Jennifer Love Hewitt and Freddie Prinze Jr. back. Emphasis
awesome.
on they're bringing Jennifer Love Hewitt back. So, yep. I will be there for that. I don't even like the I Know What You Did Last Summer movies, but you had me at Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Yeah.
You had everyone.
Yeah. Let's see this. Okay. Well, I don't know how people feel about this, but I think it's Carla and the Sun, Taika Waititi and Jenna Ortega. I'm not sure what.
So she's just everywhere, huh?
She's everywhere.
Yeah. Jenna Ortega, Pedro Pascal, and like Zendaya are competing for I See Them in Everything. the title of I See Them Everywhere.
Yep. Yeah, I wanted to see Death of a Unicorn this weekend. I didn't get a chance to.
That's the only one I didn't get to go see.
That's the main one I wanted to see. This at least opening this weekend. And
I might still sneak away and watch that. You know, I'll be in what's that in Wisconsin Dells, so I will get away.
Nice. Let's
then
see.
we got the new Karate Kid Legends trailer. Talk about that. And
new Jumanji. Jumanji Christmas 2026. It just says Jumanji Christmas 2026. She's not saying if it's a new one or if it's continuation. I don't know.
I bet it. Yeah, I'm sure.
4 and 5.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 4 and 5. Yeah, they signed up for that.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what happens next, considering the way the next level ended.
There's no doubt. Somehow they're going to bring the game back again. Like it's craziness.
Zelda confirmation March 2027.
Yep.
Which is pretty cool. And then the Karate Kid Legends of Time or Legends Time. Okay. Yeah. Ralph Macchio, Ben Wong are on stage. Blah 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 blah. Yeah. And more Spider-Man live action.
Yep, that's what we were talking about before.
Yeah. Who's that? Dustin Daniel
Cretton.
Yeah, taking the stage. Yeah, he cites Most Wanted as the thing that grabbed his kid. I don't know what the hell. Because this person's just literally typing. That's it all goes. But July 31st, 2026. Tom Holland says Spider-Man Brand New Day is a fresh start.
Oh, that's the title?
That's the title. Spider-Man Brand New Day.
So I'm good with it.
No, you're not.
Yeah.
No, you're not.
It is a fresh start. So
what do you think that they're doing then?
Hopefully what the title kind of implies.
It's in between Doomsday and Secret Wars. What do you think they're doing?
Yeah.
He's going to give him the option of going to another world, brand new day. So he can start all over, but it's not going to start over.
Yeah.
He's gonna say, "Hey, I could bring you back. I could do all these things." It's not what you think. Oh, it's gonna start over. No, it's not starting over. No, what is happening is it's the beginning of battle.
But does he go into a different world where Zendaya isn't like his MJ? Like we get a traditional Mary Jane.
I think that's what's going to
Yeah.
end up happening. He's going to be upset and find that out, and then we're going to go through the whole movie. But this all is going towards Battle World. You're not happy with my reality? It's all happening towards it.
Yeah.
It's not Brand New Day, as in you're going to get Brand New Day. No, it's not that.
Man. Yeah, because that's right in between, like you said.
It's in between. So you know what's going to do. It's going to lead into Secret Wars.
Yeah. So you
That's
said
what
there
I'm
are
afraid
prep,
of.
Yeah, they're in prep mode right
There's
now.
not going to do anything else. I mean, they're not going to give all these people. They're going to have 25 on one side, 25 on the other side, and with Doom already there, and they're going to give you a new Spider-Man, and they're going to start a brand new story. No, that doesn't make any sense, right? They're literally going to just rewind, and he's going to be get into a different universe, and he's going to have things that he doesn't necessarily like, and that's what's going to start the whole Battle World thing. Oh, you don't appreciate it? Yeah, that's what's going to happen. It's not a brand
That's
new
exactly what I'm afraid of.
But I mean, this is what has to happen if they're still in the middle of the Marvel stuff, MCU stuff. It has to be that. There's nothing you can do.
What
That's
if
why-
he goes somewhere during Doomsday? Because Sony's announcing this, right?
Mhm.
So what if he like just gets taken over by Sony? Sony's like, and we're gonna take him back. You put him in a new world, and it's ours now again.
Then that
Like
world
that-
gets
like
destroyed. If you're in the MCU, and then that world gets destroyed. Battle World is still happening. So Secret War is happening. So that means that world will be destroyed, and there'll be no Spider-Man.
Yeah, but it's Sony. So Sony's like, yeah, but it's the Sony world that Doom didn't know about, or some stupid
That
shit.
doesn't make any sense at all. And Marvel
It's Sony.
still will have control, and it's still the contract is still there. So no, the stuff is still signed. Like it's not like this is a new thing, right?
Yeah,
it just is.
No, I'm just trying to like Spider-Man Home Alone. Yeah, pretty much. We got Delta Dan in the house. Well, Doctor Strange made it so no one remembers Peter Parker. So it's Spider-Man. So the brand new day.
So like, well, he's brand new day.
That's
So it's
what
going to be
I'd
different
hope
world.
for, but
Yeah.
But you know it's going towards Battle World. That's like we all been there. We know what's going to happen. We know the framework of what's happening.
Yeah. So the brand new day is gonna be like you said, brand new world.
A brand new world, and he's at the end of it, he's not going to like it, and he's not going to appreciate what Doom is, and he's going to go against Doom, even though he was before Doom and Doomsday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're still talking about the Hickman run, right? For Civil War. Battle World, right? We're all still talking about that, right? So, I mean, we read it, we know what's going on, so it's gotta follow that a little bit.
we shall see.
Interesting. Yeah. With that one, we'll see how that all works out. Because it's like, Sony's not done. That's not Sony's like end of their thing. So I think obviously Marvel is gonna have a bigger effect on it. That's why
It's
that's why it's not gonna be like, oh, Sony's coming back to, or Spider-Man's coming back to Sony. That's not what this announcement is. It's just like, hey, we still own Spider-Man, and we get the announcement, but they're gonna get all the cool
MCU. Marvel allowed it to happen.
Yeah,
from Sony.
yeah.
Like, you can talk about it, but then it's still our movie.
Yeah, pretty much.
That's it.
Mhm.
Yeah, because if it was like the big thing, it would be the last thing, and it's not. Because there's still stuff going on. So this one is,
they're not going to tell you anything about it because they don't know, because they ain't making the damn movie.
not yet. So they said they're in prep right now that they start filming in the summer, per Tom Holland.
But they don't start filming. Marvel.
No, Tom Holland said they start filming. Like him, not Sony. Yeah, because Tom Holland was on stage and with the director. But then this one came up is a 4-film cinematic event. I'm like, okay, so it's gonna be told from the point of view of each of the persons, overlapping in some way, and all of them form one big story. It's gonna be the Beatles.
Yeah, I heard about that already.
Yeah, so they're announcing who's playing who, but it's gonna be the first bingeable theatrical experience. That's what they're saying, at least.
What?
Yeah, that's
What?
seeing all four films in proximity tells the whole story, and you need a big cinematic event to get people out of the house, blah, blah, whatever. But here, so the four Beatles, Paul is gonna be played by Paul Mescal, which was just in Gladiator 2. John Harris Dickinson, which I'm trying to remember where he's from.
He was in the Iron Claw. He was in that newer Nicole Kidman movie, Baby Girl.
I know. That's pretty good.
Yeah.
That's pretty good. Then we got Ringo is gonna be Barry Keegan, however you pronounce his name.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Okay.
From that's not bad. Yeah, from Eternals. You know, the Joker, you know, that we didn't get from the Batman. Him, and then George is gonna be Joseph Quinn.
Eddie Munson.
Yeah. He's going from Metallica to the Beatles. So,
you know,
so yeah.
I am a Beatles fan, so I'm not gonna talk about it at all. I'm just gonna wait. I like the Beatles.
It's not bad casting. They're all like fairly young. Up and coming like actors. They're all pretty good. You know, I mean, I can't really say any of them did a bad job in anything. You know, like they just haven't been in a lot of things, but the things that they have been in,
it's been good.
They've been good, really good. I think Barry's been in the most stuff I've seen. Yeah, but even like Joseph Quinn in the few things, obviously, you know, Stranger Things, not the last,
Fantastic Four,
the one that came out recently, the prequel, with the aliens that come to Earth and you can't talk. Quiet Time.
Yeah,
The Quiet Place. Yeah,
Quiet Place. There you go.
Yeah,
Day One.
It was pretty good. You know, and Joseph Quinn was also in Gladiator 2 with Paul Mescal, and yeah, like him and his brother.
His face.
Definitely interesting.
He looked shocked.
Yeah. So that's
Denzel's awesome.
Yeah. That was a pretty interesting way to do it. So there's gonna be 4 movies, and each one of those are gonna be their own leads, basically, but they're all gonna tie together like a Beatles cinematic universe, the BCU. I don't know. Weird. Yeah. It says Sony's just doing a bunch of like 1 billion announcements. Yeah. This is all like coming in right now.
GOAT. Director and producer joined CinemaCon 2025. GOAT? It's a GOAT basketball player?
Yeah, that's what Stephen Curry was on stage talking about that. I think it's gonna be animated though.
So yeah, it's animated. It's a little goat who is determined to team up with his idol.
Yeah.
So our main character is a little goat who's determined to team up with his idol to make it big in the big league of animal sports, where conventional wisdom says small can't ball. Really? The Stephen Curry story? Literally? Dude, you're 6'3". You're not small. Let's stop this fakeness. He is tall.
Yeah.
Stephen Curry is like really tall for regular people. You just think he's small because you see everyone else 7 feet tall around.
Yeah. So I think that's it. I think they just finished not too long ago because it says one of the other reporters on I'm looking at the bleedingcool.com because they had a live feed.
Direct.com was on it.
So. Yeah. And one of the reporters was like, major points for Sony for finishing early. That never happened. So they finished up already. So yeah, so they've some interesting announcements from them. Well, the Spider-Man one I thought was a little.
We all knew it was coming, right? And we all knew the date too, like the end of July. We all knew it was happening, right? So
end of July. When is Doomsday coming out? What's the release date for Doomsday?
Yeah.
It's May.
So like 2 months later, we're getting Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. So I mean that. Does that mean it's going to have a lot to do with Doomsday?
Yes, I think it's
Or
gonna be a
because it's-
continuation of the movie.
Yeah, right. That's what it feels like.
Exactly what I told you guys. Like, well, it's
Yeah.
literally going to be exactly what Brandman's hoping. It's not, but it's gonna be like he's going to be on Doom's team in Doomsday, and Doom is going to give him a new world with the stuff that he wanted, and Peter's not going to like it, and then he's going to end up going against Doom, and he's like, "Fine, if you don't appreciate anything else, he's going to throw everyone away. He's going to become God Emperor of Doom and start breaking and destroying worlds."
Mm.
And then
Wait.
we'll get Battle World in Secret Wars. Yeah.
Where's this coming from?
This has been rumored throughout Twitter, and throughout all what's Daniel RPK, and like if you follow Daniel RPK, you know what the hell's going to happen. You know, he's been telling us this is happening for a while.
Yeah,
he's probably the best leaker of stuff that we've had recently.
Yeah, he gets the most right. He doesn't get everything right, but he gets the most right out of.
Yeah, no one gets everything because Marvel just changed it up.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, because I was wondering, like, it could be the Ant-Man, like Ant-Man #2. Because that came out right after Infinity War.
Yeah, and that was
it had
very much
nothing to do.
Yeah.
Until the post-credit scene.
Mm-hmm.
But more like the Marvels. Miss Marvel. I'm sorry, or
Captain
Marvel had nothing to do with Infinity War until
they introduced her just enough to get into,
Yeah, they introduced her, and then you got the post-credit scene. Same thing with the Ant-Man 2, Ant-Man and the Wasp.
Robert Downey Jr. is literally in the movie. Like, I don't know what we were talking about.
Spider-Man movie?
Yeah,
is that announced?
What this is? What I'm telling you.
The movie's not even done yet.
Rumors of the script that's already being made.
Yeah,
just
they're still writing the script.
So I'm not gonna say there's like this is what they wrote the script. The script is
they're still in prep mode. The script ain't done until the movie's done.
The script is in there. So like we can all hope for something different, but no, it's done.
It's like the same thing with like a Marvel movie. A Marvel movie ain't finished until it's in the theaters. You know what I mean?
Well, let me see if I can pull up RBK.
Because Zendaya read it, and
they changed it up since then, though.
Read it, yeah.
They changed it up a little bit since then.
And then once it starts filming, then the script just becomes fucking Play-Doh. So the director can start changing, things if he wants to start changing things. Obviously, he's not going to change the entire movie. I mean, but details and little things and stuff like that.
There's stuff like we know Spider-Man 4 will feature a new female love interest. Black Cat is a potential choice for the official character has not been named. We know all about that.
Sadie Sink is attached to the movie.
Sadie,
or Sadie Sink is over. Yeah.
So we know
I
that.
still think she's gonna be MJ.
I think it's a new world. It's a new world, so she's literally going to be MJ. It makes a lot of sense.
Yeah. Another young up and comer. I don't know how old she is compared to Tom Holland. But like Tom Holland
8 years younger.
Yeah, but Tom Holland looks like he's stuck freshman year of college. Like
I don't know.
A while.
It's weird when you're 10 years older than someone trying to have to kiss her, have a romantic. That's kind of it's weird.
He looks young because everyone else that's supposed to look young also looked young. But you put him with somebody like you said, like 10 years younger, then the age might be more apparent. But I just don't see her as Black Cat. She's a great actress.
She's not sexy enough for that. That's not what she is. That's not what she's supposed to be. So
I think she would be a great MJ though. I think she'd be great.
I'd be good with her as MJ.
Yeah.
I think that makes the most sense. I mean, it makes sense in the storyline, being a brand new day, giving the stuff we don't, people don't want. It makes perfect sense. So yeah, Spider-Man 4 supposedly have Robert Downey Jr. and Andrew Garfield.
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah, I know. I don't know where.
Lame.
because it's going to take place at the aftermath of Avengers Doomsday. He's going to have a new world. Fix his personal life, but his life as Spider-Man is going to be different. Could have Michael Keaton's Vulture in there too.
That'd be interesting.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, I'm just reading all the things that he's been saying over and over. Like, there's been lots and lots of leaks coming from, from Daniel RPK. Yeah, so
yeah,
Danny Rickman's been all over the place.
Yeah, I don't know how he gets all these leaks. Oh, let's see.
Like he leaked the Beatles thing.
Did he? That's fine. I didn't even know that was happening. I didn't even know that was happening. So that's interesting. I heard about the Steph Curry thing before.
Yeah, because I
didn't know too many details, but I know it's gonna be like an animated movie.
Mm-hmm.
I know it's gonna be with a goat.
If Sydney Sweeney's not Black Cat, I just feel like we're just wrong in every way.
I know the universe is messed up.
Yeah, it's like that's just not right.
Well, you had if you have Zendaya and her, they're both in the Euphoria. You have like a little mini Euphoria reunion. Well, yeah. I'm kind of curious to see what happens. I can see Zendaya's MJ turning into a different character, and she's Black Cat, and then that's why Tom Holland has a weird connection with her
and always loving that, loving her and stuff.
Kind of like going after her, and I think she's, she does have a certain sexiness when she either like whether it be like Challengers, she wore that crazy ass suit for the Dune thing, like that was like sexy space retro what she did back then. So she has she can play up like sexy, I think, pretty well. So I think I can see her being Black Cat. I
don't know if she has the assets to be Black Cat, but
yeah.
Zendaya is beautiful. Don't get me wrong, but come on, we should be reading some of these comics.
Yeah, I know. I'm gonna get into
something like this.
Yeah, you guys are talking. I was reading all these updates. I just said I am Canadian.
We know you're Canadian. Yes.
I feel like you need to have like a Captain Canada shield when you say that, like holding it and shit,
like a maple leaf on the shield. Like,
yeah. Oh man. Spider-Man 4, brand new date. Yep. Resident Evil got bad juju. That's what it's called, right? Bad juju. Spider-Man 4 into the Miles verse. Supposedly doing a Conjuring. Yeah, I've been hearing that for a while. Once y'all said Insidious and Conjuring, Brian Hart froze. He's like, I'm out.
Nope, out.
He did the earmuffs like la la la.
I was like this. La 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 la. No, I don't need none of that. No.
Well, is it wrong? I want to see a 3D movie if she's coming back. Is that I forgot who we were talking about at that time. Mom Bear said you lost me at Taika Waititi. I'm kind of curious. I want to see what that's about. I kind of want to see what that's about. Are we saying Jennifer Love Hewitt? You want to see a 3D?
Mm-hmm.
She's coming back.
Let's go.
Is that what you're saying? I could be wrong. Taika Waititi. It's the worst. He made one bad movie. He made a horrible movie, but
let's not say that he's only done one bad movie. I mean,
I mean the soccer one was okay. It didn't hurt anybody.
It's not.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt anyone.
Still think his best work is Jojo Rabbit and What We Do in the Shadows.
I understand.
I think What We Do in the both the movie and the TV series are like two of my favorite things.
The TV series just finished, and my girlfriend watched binged the entire show, and she's like, "It's so good, it's so funny,
it's hilarious."
Yeah.
Even like you've very much succeeded that like where like even the opening credits just make you when the opening credits are enough to make you burst into laughter. You've done your job. Like the opening credits just make me laugh in anticipation of what's about to for what I'm about to watch.
Mhm. Yeah.
The opening credits, even hearing the theme song, just cracks me up.
I gotta
It's not
watch. I've seen
and it's
parts.
not
I've never seen the whole thing.
Yeah, it's not necessarily like it's even a funny song, but in the context of the show, it's a pretty funny
good.
song.
Yeah, that's on my watch list for sure. 'Cause I love the movie. The movie's awesome.
Yeah, the movie's
Um,
great.
Yeah. I said the Sony
Even
Universe
thinking
is
about the
slowly.
theme song cracks me up.
The Sony versus a slow leak in an abandoned warehouse with a dog and wretched. Yeah, they need
You're
to
not
figure
wrong.
that out. They need to figure that out. They're like comic books. Wolverine, and Spider-Man are the only ones that realize what's really going on. That'd be cool, but I doubt they'll do that. One, they don't even have a Wolverine at the moment. So
Why say that?
I mean, it's Hugh, but he ain't
It
sticking
is.
around.
You really don't think so?
No.
I think he's
no.
around for the next 5 years
kinda-
until this is over.
I
Until this is over, he's going to be around.
I mean, he'll do one, maybe two more movies, and that's it.
Yeah, I kind of hope not, to be honest. No disrespect to Hugh Jackman, at all. He's synonymous with the role.
Yeah.
I hate to admit it, but I'm kind of ready for someone else at this point.
Yeah. I mean, I do agree with Brian. Like, once this is all done, you have to move on. You can't start a whole new saga, a new phase with new X-Men, and then here's 80-year-old Hugh Jackman.
But he's going to be around. He signed a multi-movie deal. It's going to be 3 to 4 movies. So he'll just be around.
Yeah. That'll probably be another Deadpool cameo, I assume. I don't know if he's gonna do a full one, but he'll probably be in Doomsday, he'll probably be in Secret Wars, and probably another Deadpool thing. But I don't see him doing like a co-lead like he did the last movie.
He'll be like Doomsday, he'll be in Secret Wars, he'll be in a Deadpool thing, and then he'll be put in another movie, and that'll be it.
Yeah. Sure. There's the Spider World and Battle World. I don't remember what they called it.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't remember.
You're 100% right. I just put my comic books up that I had for Battle World like literally like half an hour ago. So but you're right.
Oh man. See. Trying to skip around. Trying to get to everybody, but folks was a better shot with basketball cup. You're bringing up names from like
Muggsy Bogues would be a better short basketball GOAT. I mean, Muggsy Bogues was great in college, so I mean, he was.
But you bring up a '90s name, like a kid today, we're like, who's that?
I don't know. I mean, if anyone who's short because he's 5'3" and he played NBA as long as he did, should know who Muggsy Bogues is. And anyone who watched Space Jam would know who Muggsy Bogues is.
Oh, that's right. He was in Space Jam, right?
Sure was in Space Jam. Yeah.
He was good. Like he's not just a dude.
Yeah.
He's a very good dude.
Yeah. I mean, but we live in a freaking era where they don't consider Jordan to be the GOAT. So
whoever they are, those are the first people I'm going to extinguish. I don't want to say terminate, but
what movie was it where the student is arguing with Jason Segel?
That's the only
bad teacher.
Bad teacher. Yes. That's the only stat that matters.
I think when you talk right now, most people think for longevity, LeBron deserves respect, and then the best player of ever was Michael Jordan. That's usually how it's been going.
Yeah. Oh, LeBron started when he was 18.
Yeah, bro, high school.
High school.
He was great even then. He was great.
Oh yeah, he was I mean, what 18-year-old comes in where you're like already that big, just physically, like
The stories are that LeBron James at 15 years old was better than anyone coming out of college. At 15.
I believe it.
Ron Artest talks about it all the time. Dudes.
I believe it.
Talk about GOAT too long. We said GOAT one
I
more
know,
time.
right? We said go. Oh man, James Thomas solo leveling. What are your thoughts? I haven't seen the new season yet. What are your thoughts?
First deuces here. That's the only way we gotta make sure.
But Deuce, oh man, you are always awesome with super chats and always coming in hanging out. But solo leveling is great. I have not watched season 2 yet. It is on my list.
Yeah, the Crunchyroll. See, my question, Brandman, you were in Korea all that time. Have you not?
Get into anime? Yeah.
Wait, what?
So you're not into anime, like what that is being in Korea as long as you were.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I'm very picky when it comes to anime.
Solo leveling is good though.
Solo leveling is good. There's a lot of people though, like newer. I'm not say newer. People who like a lot of anime are like, I don't want to watch it. I don't know if it's like being afraid to liking something else, because like anime heads are like into everything, and getting into another good one, is dangerous. But yeah. What animes did you watch out in Korea? I don't know what was out during that time.
I was pretty behind on everything, so like I watched Death Note because that's probably my favorite anime.
Yeah.
That was awesome.
I watched like I was watching One Piece on and off. I was
that had to be cool watching One Piece, knowing in Korea.
And why is the other one escaping me right now that I was watching?
When were you there? Like 2008?
No, I was there from like 2014 to 2018.
Yeah, he was there for a long time.
Yeah.
Why is this suddenly slipping my mind?
I always forget what comes out.
And of course, I watched Dragon Ball Z just because that's you have to.
Dragon Ball Z.
Yeah, Dragon Ball Z is the GOAT.
Yeah. Well, by 2014, I mean DBZ was done. We already had GT by that time. 2018, Super might have just started.
2014. Then what happened in Dragon Ball Z in 2014?
Nothing. A bunch of video games.
Restart because the creators started redoing the movies again.
I know they were doing DBZ Kai. There was more of a condensed version of Dragon Ball Z. I don't know if that ever finished or not. But I know they were doing that, and I was rewatching it, and it's the same thing. It's just they weren't screaming for 3 episodes. Like so it was like a lot of the filler and a lot of the other stuff was cut. One Piece is doing that pretty soon. It's called The One Piece. It's coming out pretty soon, where they're just taking everything and trimming a lot of the fat and condensing it down. So the Ninja Scroll. Ninja Scroll is awesome. Ninja Scroll is awesome. I can see Harry Potter in the other universe. Harry Potter. No,
I can see Harry Potter.
I see Peter going to another universe, and Harry is Timothy. I don't know why I saw Harry Potter. Oh man. Oh man. Solo leveling might be the best anime I've ever seen. Man, really?
I don't know.
It's good.
So I remember seeing the first episode, and I wasn't really like super
Really?
blown away. The first episode, no. The second episode was great. I will say like the second, but the first one I wasn't really. So I don't know. I have to watch the entire season, but the second episode I thought was just so cool. But I don't know.
Season 1 overall was like really good, really really good. It's just season 2 just kind of like crept up on me, and I'm like, oh, I'll watch it. And then the new one, well, not new, but the dubbed One Piece stuff came out. And I'm like, well, I gotta rewatch that because
It's guys, you're seeing where his loyalties lie. That's what it is.
oh yeah, no, it's One Piece. One Piece is amazing. It's so good. Man. But yeah, Solo Leveling's on my list. But I was also watching Dragon Ball
Super.
No, the new one, Daima, whatever it's called. Which I said surprisingly really good. I thought it was gonna be stupid because they're kids, they're turned into kids. But it's really, the animation is really solid, the story's pretty good, fight scenes are pretty good. Like I gotta give it credit. It's like
People are saying like it's
really good.
a triumphant return no matter what. It's exactly what you want.
Yeah, it's really good. It's really good. Man. See, I missed a whole bunch of people. MJ is totally the GOAT. Yep. I feel Marvel loves Channing Tatum and they will make him MCU Gambit. They announced him as part of Doomsday.
Yeah.
So he will finish his storyline. I don't think he's going to be going for Gambit. He just will, this storyline, he'll be there,
Yeah.
Props to him for trading out though, because like he was going to be Gambit in the inevitably shitty Fox movie, and now he gets to be Gambit in the MCU. So props to him.
Yeah, he won that bet.
I mean, he was supposed to have his own movie though.
Yeah. The Jennifer Love You definitely has assets for sure.
Yeah, she does.
I haven't seen her lately. She's been. I don't think she's been in anything.
She's been on I think 911 or like one of those.
Exactly. That's exactly what it is.
Okay.
Yep.
She aged wonderfully.
That was my next question. Is like, how does she look now? I know she had a couple of kids and stuff like that.
Sometimes that works. Sometimes kids work, man. Hey, I'm just saying.
Having kids and being non-problematic, it's just worked out for her wonderfully.
Oh, Mom versus I will never watch Jojo Rabbit. I know you said why, and but yeah, it is.
You can't push that on people.
No. Yeah. I mean, before you had told us why as well. But it is a good movie. But
it's worth it to watch Hitler get punted out of a window.
Yeah, but if you don't want to even deal with that, it's just like I'm someone who does tired of slave movies, So there's some things that I understand genre wise.
Yeah, I know. I'm just being. I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce the word because I'm drawing a blank today.
Zendaya, she does not have the
assets. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Besides her beauty, she's beautiful. She is definitely beautiful. She's been beautiful for a long time.
She definitely is
model like,
Yeah.
But the problem with models all the time is that
she's built like a door.
Yeah, like olive oil. You turn sideways, you don't see nothing. Like, what? I'm talking to you right here. You turn around sideways, you're like, what happened?
Oh man. Yeah, all you guys are talking about Sweeney and all that stuff.
Yeah, that was good, but that was like 20 minutes ago. Right?
I saw Fernando said I saw The Lady in the Yard. It's so dope. Was that what Woman in the Yard?
The Woman in the Yard. Yeah,
Woman in the Yard. Okay,
didn't get around to that one.
I was like, no. Zach Attacks did a review on it. I haven't get a chance to see it. I want to see it, but I probably just watch the reviews and wait till it's on streaming. Unless they say it's really good.
Yeah, the trailers amuse me.
Yeah.
What are you doing in my yard? Leave. Unless you want to help pay.
That's
unless you want to help with the mortgage.
Send them a bill.
Yeah, right. Paying rent. Kevin Davis, what's up? Said, what studio do you think is going to have the best presentation at CinemaCon? Oh, I could see Disney just because of Marvel.
Yeah, it's hard not to say Disney because
Mhm.
they have so many different irons in the fire. Like they're gonna
Mhm.
come different genres coming from the left, from the right, all type of stuff. So it's probably Disney.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, they just got so much going on. You know, I mean, all the sequel movies that they got coming. I wouldn't be surprised if they announced maybe one or two um original IPs, you know, maybe under Pixar or something, but you know, I want to see some more Elio. I'm kind of curious to see some more trailers for that. Um, but yeah.
Why do I
And
feel
then
like that
just
movie
Marvel
is
in general.
getting constantly delayed?
Well, I just think
Yeah.
it's going to be one of those things that people are not going to go and support, and that's my worry.
Yep.
Because it
But
sounds
yet they
good.
bitch. It looks cool, but then they complain and bitch and moan about like not getting original content. You know, it's
Original
like
content, yeah.
you didn't want to go out and support it, you know. But it looks fun. It looks interesting. You know, I want a few more trailers because I don't know the full scope of it yet. You know, like I get a general idea, but oh,
Mhm.
but the what was that the thing they had on Netflix, not Netflix, on Disney Plus, win or lose. That was pretty good. It was made specific. That was for kids, you know, but it was
Mhm.
a great. The animation style was really fun. I think the story was good. The message was good. Like it was a fun um little show, you know, and that was original just for Disney Plus. So
I mean, Disney
Mhm.
does do original stuff all the time. Just
yeah,
doesn't always get picked up. So
yeah. But that was a Pixar. That was a Pixar original. So it was a series.
it's still Disney.
Yeah, but I mean, but Pixar doesn't do TV shows, so this is like the first time they tackled something like that.
Mhm. It'd be
So
cool to
That's
see him do a TV show eventually.
yeah,
well, this is why you say best presentation of CinemaCon is going to be Disney because it does. It has all that, right? That's
Yeah.
Marvel. It has, it just has everything. So, yeah, that's going to do the best.
yeah, I think so. Where we at? Where we at? When you think of Captain America: Brave New World and Snow White live action going, or when they're going to come to Disney Plus.
I'd say roughly around this time next month for both. That's what I'm thinking.
Captain America.
That might get a digital release before it gets Disney Plus. Snow
Yeah,
White, though. Snow White, I don't think it's going to get a big Disney or a digital release, though.
So Captain America is going to get a release because they're going to make more money on this movie. So it might be a movie that you can have the digital part. You could have the physical media part. You're going to have things that you're going to make a lot of money still off of this movie. Snow White, I don't think you're going to make as much.
Yeah, they might just push it to Disney Plus and be like, we're done with it.
Mhm.
But like I agree with Brian 100%. I think they're gonna. I see Snow White kind of coming to Disney Plus pretty soon. Next month, that's a push, but you're not. I can see that happening for sure. You know, just because they want to be done with it. Captain America, I see it sometime in mid-April.
I
Hitting
was
that
going to
digital
say
release.
Captain America, you're going to get in May, and Snow White, you might get around Easter, which is only 10 days of difference, but that relatively that's pretty close to each other. So,
yeah. Well, Captain America, you're gonna get the digital release, I think, soon, like in a couple weeks or so. Yeah.
That clip speaking of Snow White, that clip that like everyone's memeing specifically of Gal Gadot's
The Scooby Doo.
Yeah.
It's
Deuce
funny.
again.
Oh
Say
my
what?
god! So I wanted to show it, but I was afraid to get like claimed.
Mhm.
There's somebody recording the bootleg, so there's a video of the bootleg going around where she does her like are you and you hear the people laughing in the bootleg, so people are laughing in the theater on the bootleg of the movie. It's hilarious.
She was channeling her inner Scooby.
The inner Scooby Doo. Are you?
Are you?
Hilarious. That's funny. And then all the AMC employees like doing TikToks about her bad acting. Like, that's funny. We
Oh
got
man,
Deuce.
Yeah. What's
here
up,
we
dude?
go.
Thanks. Another one.
Another
Wow.
one.
Okay. Yeah.
Another topic change. When we all cover Paradise, I'm gonna see some backup. So Brian and his dad got into a really good conversation. They broke down the entire season, and then they got into some I don't want to say issues, but different like ideas and theories and topics that primarily your dad had with some of it. But it's a really good. It's a little bit longer video, but yeah, it's episode by episode, so it's a good one.
I think we should have been talking about it from the beginning, but I couldn't get these guys to watch it on time. That's why I just said forget it.
I went up watching it. I watched it. Me and my girlfriend binged it, and we had like a really good time with it. But like it was based for me. It was Silo meets Scandal. Like
that's a good way of putting it. Yep,
that's what it was.
That's a really good way of putting it.
Because once I realized they're doing Silo, I knew exactly where the story was going. I knew how. Yeah, and that was about episode 4. I was like, oh, okay, this is what's going to happen.
So the Billy episode, because that 4 is the Billy episode.
Yeah, because that's when Billy starts. You find out about what Billy's really doing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because I'm like, okay, now we got all the insiders and this and that and stuff like that. Like once I found out Xavier was basically Rebecca Ferguson's character, in more or less in a sense.
Pretty much.
Yeah. But I liked it. I had a fun time with it for sure.
I like the psychological part of it. Why the doctor chose him specifically? Because in all chaos, you need a man that that can be trusted to be who he's supposed to be. And that's what she saw in him. No matter what's going to happen, he's going to be this guy. And it doesn't matter if it's his father, as we saw. Doesn't matter if it's his wife. Doesn't matter if it's the president of the United States. He's going to be this guy. Yeah, I think that was the key. Why he was chosen. And I think he's a much better person than Silo. I don't know why I forget Rebecca Ferguson. I think he's a much better person. But once again,
yes.
Once again, I read the whole book, so that's why I'm biased.
Yeah. I mean, I'm saying like just from the show I've seen so far from it. I mean, yeah, but the plot kind of was very, very similar, but we throwing Scandal in it. But I was really surprised on how much I loved James Marsden in Paradise. Like he was great, really great. He was so good, and then,
he was a better person than they try to make him out to be. He was the best person.
Yes, like you feel
saved the fucking world.
Yeah, you feel so sad for him, man. Like his son, treats him like shit. His dad treats him like shit. Like he's living a life he never wanted to live. Like you felt
he wanted to be a teacher.
Yeah,
he wanted to be a good person.
But he was so good at it. He was so good at it.
People sleep on him as an actor. So I'm happy he's kind of like getting his time in the sun now. Especially with stuff like this. He's always been a pretty solid actor.
Yeah. It just sucks. Like I was really hoping to get more the president and Xavier together. We might get some more flashbacks probably, I hope. But them two together, like James Marsden, I
don't think he's going to be coming back.
The
way the storyline is going, which I don't necessarily agree with any Xavier's decision in the story. So you're going out to fly somewhere without any way to get back. I don't understand.
But Paradise was really, really well done. Like really well done.
I agree about his wife. He should have put his foot down. There's no way my wife is going anywhere. There's no way. I know something's about to happen. I don't care if it's today, tomorrow, whatever. There's no way.
That's the biggest issue I had with the entire show. The biggest issue. I get why they had to do it because it's a plot point, bro. If like that was the part where I'm like I had to like pause for a minute because I'm like, come on, man. You obviously the president can't say what he needs to say, right? So if you ask somebody, the president of the United States, like, hey, when's this shit going down? And his response is like, hey, your wife better, it's best for her to stay in town for a while. The president, I'm like, hey, cancel your fucking trip. You ain't going nowhere. I don't care. I don't give a shit. Like, the president said something's going down soon. Fuck your job. Like, what? Stop.
You
come
already
on.
heard what I said. If you watched the video, you heard what I said. I was like, I don't care if I gotta tell you, you ain't going nowhere, period. And I was gonna put you over my shoulder and drag your ass in.
Yeah. I was like, come on.
You're not going.
But that was part of Xavier, was they can't fight back.
Like, you are Secret Service. You can cancel her fucking ID.
Right? Yeah. Her clearance, right?
No, you're not going anywhere. Like,
that was my biggest issue with it. That was my biggest issue. I hated it because I was like, and then he's mad at I keep forgetting the president's name. Not telling him. So you didn't tell me. I'm like, bro, one, I can't kind of tell you because I'm not really the guy in charge with this. But also, I kind of told you, man. I was like, hey, it's best for your wife not to travel right now. Like, what does that mean? Like,
understand also, I don't know, that there's a lot of black women out there that personality, they will not listen to you. So whatever you say you're going to do, they're not going to do it. If they have another frame of mind, they don't care what you're going to say. They're going to do what they want to do anyway. There is no argument with them. And you're married to that person because you already know who she is. You know, me being who I am, even if I'm married to that, I'm telling you, I don't care what's going to happen. You ain't going no motherfucking where, period. I'm not letting it happen. But that's not his personality either. He wasn't a dominant person. He wasn't that type of,
He look what he did to his dad. Like, he knew.
No. Like, he's a straight laced dude, but he's not a dominant person. I'm not going to make you do anything. He never made his kids do anything. He suggested, hey, no, you don't do these things. He still let them have their leeway. He didn't make them do anything. He should have, because then you wouldn't have that hard-headed ass daughter that wouldn't have had giving all these damn problems. But that's not who he is.
Yeah. See, and that's another issue I had with it was the daughter. Was you pointed out she's smart, she's hard-headed, she's a good kid. Why does she make the stupidest fucking decision, oh, okay, everyone's sad, like he died, we don't know how he died. My dad seems very upset because he's running off, handling secret shit, like, oh yeah, let me go with you with the last person my uncle was with, and let's have fucking ice cream while the fucking world is falling apart inside of here. Like, we just got this tablet unlocked and found out all these secrets. Why am I going to go hang out with you?
But kids are stupid. My problem was that she left her brother. You lost your mother in the same thing, and you left your brother sitting there. Like, what is wrong with you? Family don't mean nothing to you. What is? Makes me angry all over again.
Yeah, no, it was like you pointed out, she's smart. She's smart and she has a good head on her shoulders, and yet she makes stupid decisions. And you do the stupid trope of, well, kids are kids, they're gonna do dumb shit. I was like, but you just pointed out that she's smart and she knows things. It's like she obviously,
but she's also the same.
There were some issues I had with it
that didn't tell. But I think this is realistic, because if you know people, I know people like that would do that. She was going to tell him about the tablet, but then you told her that Billy died. And being a 14, 15-year-old girl, they're the most hard-headed people in the world. Oh, they think they know every fucking thing. That's just part of it. So,
but the thing is, she just found out every little thing because they had the tablet unlocked. The president's son is out here saying all this shit, and you're just like, oh yeah, let me go hang out with this girl who I barely know.
But no, in her mind, she's the person that Billy her Uncle Billy, who was in love with, who just told her, like, this is the way I feel about her, the way you feel about him. Like, I'm gonna give you all this advice. I understand, but she's a child, and that's why children do stupid stuff.
Yeah, I hate that trope. That trope.
Yeah,
you're smart. You're not gonna do stupid shit.
No, I was smart. I did a lot of stupid shit. I ain't gonna do that shit.
You could be smart and then like, oh well, she said, hey, here's candy. Oh, cool. I'll fucking jump in the van. It was like, that's basically what she did. It's like,
no, but she knew who she was. They've known each other for 3 years. They've lived there for 3 years, and they know her, so they spent time together with her. Remember, she also will sneak over there and play Wii too.
And play Wii. Yeah.
With them. So like this is not, they're not just anyone, that's their friend, that she hung out with multiple times over years. So it's not just anybody, I still think she's stupid as hell. I don't want to like think that I'm not agreeing with you, but I understand what they're doing. It just pisses me off.
Yeah. So that's why I had some issues with the show, like for sure.
Yeah.
But it was definitely a fun show. When season 2 comes out, we'll do episode by episode.
Yeah,
for sure. Hopefully, we don't have to wait 5 years for a season.
Yeah, I was surprised on the turnaround because they just started filming last week.
They already started filming.
Yeah,
and they're talking about it's going to be ready next year.
Yeah,
I can see that about this time next year.
Yeah, all right. There you go. There you go, Deuce. There's some of our coverage, but definitely go check out Brian and his father. It's a really good video. It's a lot of fun.
It was a lot
of fun. Yeah. I don't know if I made chapters.
No, we talked about it. We never did.
Okay,
yeah.
I'll make some chapters because you do each episode, and then at the end you do your issues discussions and stuff like that. So and overall thoughts. But yeah.
What up, Jason?
Going off chat a little bit. Still buying for Black America. I got 2 popcorn buckets, 3 cups of shirts. Yeah, Gal Gadot needs to go back to acting class.
She talks like it hurts to talk. If I had to,
I think she talks like she's speaking her 4th language.
Yeah,
because she is. Because she is.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's lucky she's fine. So.
I'm sure her regular languages, she's fine. Yeah, she's good. So.
But I guess there was a big boycott for Snow White because of Gal Gadot. Well,
yeah, the whole Palestine and yeah.
So there was actually like not too much in America. We weren't hearing it, but in some of the other countries, like it was like pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
So at least that's what I saw on TikTok. TikTok gives you a lot of international stuff, depending on how you follow. So
I haven't really paid much attention to it, but yeah, I her acting is really something.
The Scooby-Doo thing made me laugh though.
The Scooby-Doo thing was hilarious,
and then hearing people laugh in the bootleg, like that's funny.
The Scooby, that was so funny to me, and I didn't really think about it when I saw it in the theater until it started getting memed. She did sound like Scooby.
Good night, Nikisha. I know we didn't get to it, but yeah, good night.
Yeah, I'm falling behind.
Yeah, we got Deuce again.
Oh shit, there's a new one.
Yeah, so like I don't know why you guys talking.
I know, I saw it. I am so like another topic change. What do y'all know about the Mandela effect? I remember the
Bernstein Bears.
Bernstein Bears.
I remember it was spelled very interestingly.
I still say the
Bernstein.
I don't say. What was it? Because it's supposed to be Bernstein or Bear. I always say Bearstein. I don't know.
It was spelled like Bernstein or something like that, if I remember correctly.
But yeah, it's definitely Mandela effect.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's like movies.
Thing, I mean, think about everyone. There's a lot of movies that people think about that we all misremember. All of us.
Yeah. Yeah. I think there's like one is was it Shazam or whatever? Like everyone swear they saw that movie.
Yeah.
Oh, the Star Wars one. That's a big one. Where it says, Luke, I am your father. Like he doesn't say that.
Huh.
But that's what everyone
knows. I am your father.
Yeah, no, I am your father. So yeah, big thing. That's the one I remember. Oh man, but
that's a good one. I never thought about that. So when you look at Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, He has this giant Adam's apple, right? But in reality, he doesn't have the giant Adam's apple most times.
Oh,
It's not there.
yeah. Yeah, I always remember having like this goofy, because he's like all long and long neck. Yeah.
Mhm.
Well,
That's funny.
what's the one about the Wizard of Oz? The evil witch says, tells her, the monkeys, fly my pretties, fly. And she never says that.
Oh, for real?
She says, fly, fly, fly. She never says, fly my pretties, fly.
I always remember. Yeah. I always remember the
everyone remembers this crap, right?
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like I think people just hear things and then you start to like change it up. Like who was it, Tony earlier? I just saw a P and Harry, so I was like, oh, Harry Potter. And and that was like kind of like, reading 3 comments at once and so I just saw like some key things that popped out and it was completely different,
Here's my question. Looney Tunes. Is it Tunes as a TOONS or TUNES? Can you remember right now?
TUNES.
It's TUNES. Yep.
Yeah, that one I remember.
Yeah. I'm big into Looney Tunes, so I still rewatch that a lot.
Yeah, watch it. Here's another one. Where was the Energizer Bunny Barry place? It was on the back. Yeah, it was on his like spine, wasn't it?
Yeah, on his back. Yeah.
Like linear with his spine. Was it not? Also, another super chat too. Is $10.
Man, we got first off.
Yeah,
we need to tell him once again. Deuce.
There you go.
I wish you could say scream Deuce. Like
right. Get AI. Get an AI goat screaming Deuce.
I like it.
Yeah. Yeah. Doing all these super chats. Do this.
Holy shit, that is crazy good.
That was gonna be
Bonkers.
Especially with the Mandela effects. Wait, so where was the Easter Bunny?
The Energizer Bunny's battery?
Oh, the Energizer Bunny. Was it not on his back?
I don't even see one. It's on his leg.
Mhm.
It's on his leg. Oh my god. I thought it was on his back. I literally thought so.
It's not on his back?
Yeah.
It's on his leg.
I always thought it was like on his back. Like on his leg.
Wow.
Really? I guess. I mean, it makes more sense on his back, don't it?
Yeah.
I thought it was always on his back. I didn't.
Bobby's saying it was originally on his back, and then they changed it to his leg. Or is that just the Mandela effect? Oh, is Tiny Toons TOONS?
Yeah, TOONS.
Yeah, the Tiny Toons is TOONS.
Oh.
Yes.
I see that. I didn't remember. That's a good one. Yeah, I thought they changed it. It used to be on his back. Yeah, it was on his back. They changed it. Okay.
Are we just old and that's why I remember it?
I know, right? Yeah, I know, right? That's how you know how old you are. You have. Yeah, but by the way, have you heard they will have season 4 of Reacher, the Neely
spin-off TV show, yeah.
Is that
the Neely spinoff's been filming for a couple of weeks, I think. And they announced Reacher season 4 a couple weeks ago. It's supposed to start filming this summer, in fact.
Yep.
Yeah.
100%.
Curious to see which book they base season 4 on. And I'm like especially excited because I think season 3 was probably my favorite thus far.
It was good.
It was really good.
It was really
good.
What?
Thank you, dude.
Another super chat. Y'all are in my timeline. That's why y'all get this. Deuce. No, we appreciate it.
Yeah, seriously, man.
And glad to be in your timeline.
Mm-hmm.
Gator, never been about that. Never been about playing no shit.
There's one clip I'm gonna get from Severance. It was from Irv's funeral. He goes, he put the dick in contradiction, or he was the.
I just want to see Milchick dancing with the band. Honestly, that's all I want.
Yeah. Well, Oh man, but yeah, do see what you are. Also, we appreciate you coming in with the super chats. Like you, yeah.
This is for Deuce right here. That's
That,
me.
so screaming in the background and
Yeah.
chilling is like, yeah.
Oh man, Mama Bear got it. Okay.
Oh, look, she got
let's pull this up. This
a
is
clip
this
of
is
it on the
happening.
back. Yeah,
This is happening.
yeah. Go ahead, pull it up. He goes, I'm looking now as well. Everyone's looking at it. Oh man. He said, no, there was actual video where it upgraded the battery's output and they changed it on the toy. Where they like changed the battery formula or whatever and made them faster or stronger or whatever it was.
Oh man, look at this. Okay. All right. I see you. We can all watch it
Speaking of
together.
Reacher, we're gonna review Reacher in a couple minutes.
I see this. Okay.
Let's see. 1994. Damn.
On the back.
Yeah, he's on his back right there.
There he goes.
And speaking of Wile E. Coyote, somebody bought it. Somebody bought the movie.
Cool, because I kind of want to check it out.
Oh shit! Who bought it? I'm not sure. There's like new. Warner Brothers completes worldwide sale of Coyote versus Acme. Catch Up Entertainment today confirmed they completed a deal for worldwide rights to the live-action animated hybrid film. So, deal was at $50 million.
Wow.
Expected to get a theatrical release in 2026. So I have no idea what Catch Up Entertainment, like what else they have done. Yeah, 50 mil, man. That's not a bad deal, man. For a Looney Tunes film that, I mean, it's all done. It's all done. I mean, the movie's, you drop another, if you want to really kind of push another 50 mil, and that's like on a high end.
Oh, here's another one. Look at that. Okay.
Yeah. I'm looking at the stuff they've done. They did Hellboy, the Crooked Man. I don't know if you've seen that one.
I saw some of it.
Yeah. They did the Day the Earth blew up, the Looney Tunes movie. They were distribution only, but it was produced by Warner Brothers, so it makes sense why they would work with them again.
They're asking 75 mil. Wow.
That's what they want. They wanted to break even. So I wonder if they're getting some other back end money, with it.
If you make so much money, you get part of the door, gate, or whatever.
Or something like that. Yeah. So, yeah. I mean, the day the Earth blew up, how did that do money wise?
Oh,
that
had fun.
Man, they had a budget of 15 mil. Opening weekend was 10.5 mil. That's just opening weekend, so it's not like they'll probably do well when they do release it. I already bought my copy. Yeah, it's at no, domestic was 3. Right now it's at 10.5 worldwide.
No,
so,
okay.
Yeah. So it might break even. They didn't do any fucking
promotions or anything.
Like nothing. So yeah. So this movie might do well just because of all the fan movement. So
let's see. I got this one for you guys too. People dropping.
Oh, right there on the back.
Yeah, on the back.
Yeah, see, that's what I remember.
Yeah.
I didn't even know about the leg.
But
Me
I looked at
either.
it now, it's there, so I'm like, okay. Where are we at now?
Yeah.
Are you talking? I was like, oh.
Throwing us off. Yeah, they were asking 75 mil. Yeah, that's what they were asking for. You know, they wanted to break even. Even 75 mil isn't too bad. 50 mil, that's a good deal.
Mhm.
But yeah. Well, I'm like, why is it that much? It's a hybrid, that's why. Because I'm like the one
I
that
was
just
like,
came out
if
was
it's
fully
cartoon.
animated, and that was 15, but that was fully animated. This is a hybrid, so it's animated and with
Live action.
Yeah. So
I guess that makes more sense. Yeah.
yeah. You got a lot more CGI and VFX you got to deal with. Oh, piece of candy.
Piece of candy. Ooh, piece of candy. Ooh. That's me.
There's some deuce. Yeah. There we go. Man. Cool.
All right, we can do Reacher real quick. Let's do it.
Yep. Reacher season 3. Man, I binged season 1 and season 2 like right before season 3, so it was just like nonstop Reacher for like I don't know, 2 months at this point, 3 months maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's awesome. All right, let's talk about Reacher. Never mind, we got Reacher. Sorry, like the Roger Rabbit movie. Yeah, exactly like the Roger Rabbit movie. Oh, such a great movie. I love that.
When there's death in it, and then you got that high pitched voice that talks like this, and the crazy eyes. That's crazy. I love it.
Yeah. Oh, if you ever go to Disneyland in California, they have this like villain lane, and you go to all these different villains that Disney owns, right? Like one was Agatha, one's like Corella, and blah blah blah. One of them is the dude from Roger Rabbit.
Really?
Yeah, and he takes the judge, and he takes his shoes and he like dips them in the acid and shit. Like it's really cool. I get a chance to look at do like Disneyland Halloween Roger Rabbit. Like I'm like, that's pretty good. It's like for a movie that no one ever talks about anymore, for them to make a thing in their Halloween.
I love that movie though. That's one of my favorites.
So and
it still holds up.
I have the VHS.
Nice. I need to buy it. I don't own it anymore. I used to have it on VHS. So all right. Let's start Reacher. And then maybe we'll do a review of a classic review of Roger Rabbit.
Oh man. Let's go. I like that.
Because there's parts of that movie was not for kids.
Absolutely.
Jessica Rabbit, come on, let's go.
That alone.
Patty cake.
Well,
like what? What are we doing?
Yeah. All right. Let's talk Reacher though. Let's get down to this one. All right. Welcome to the Spoiler Kings. My name is St. Kramer with Brandman, Brandon, Brian, the Grizzly. Switch them. But what is up? I always do it when I'm down here. I always flip you guys. What is up? We are talking Reacher season 3, the second half and the whole season, as a whole. Yeah, we got the big finale fight scene that we were expecting. We got the Paulie fight scene, which we will definitely talk about that. And then we get the conclusion of him versus Quinn. Him and Duffy. What's going to go on? That is Reacher finally going to get tied down. And then yeah, right. Exactly. But we'll start with Brandman. What you think about the whole season 3 Reacher?
Actually, this might have been my favorite season so far. I liked how it jumped right into it. At this point, we know what to expect out of the character. I think Alan Ritchson just embodies the character through and through. Pacing wise, I think it was, like I said, probably my favorite season in terms of pacing as well.
Mm-hmm.
I thought that the new additions, particularly Anthony Michael Hall, he was a standout for me. With his character, the character of Paulie, straight out of the book. The final episode and that final battle, that final fight was absolutely badass. And I think props to this show for going like mostly pretty much practical with everything. You know, I like how it's just that right the whole show is just that right amount of kind of it's got like a sense of camp to it, but I think it's just right. Because the books are pretty pulpy and campy. So I think they're doing it right. And you know, they've gotten a pretty good handle on the formula, and they're doing what works. So yeah, I'd watch as many seasons as they make of this show. I'm excited. Season 4 is about to start filming pretty soon, and I'm really just curious to see what book they base it on. Because yeah, I read
How many books are there?
There's like 28. There's almost 30 of them.
So they got a lot to pick from.
They have a lot to pick from. Yep, curious to see which one they base it on. A lot of those books got me through COVID lockdown.
Very nice. Oh, what are you, Brian? What do you think about the season?
I'm still not sure if I like season 1 or season 3 more. I like both of them. Like I know I do, but I'm not sure which one I love the most. I thought this was entertaining. It was probably more action in this one, and the fighting was great, and he was more relatable in season 3. But season 1, the introduction, the family aspect, the understanding who he was, I think I like that more. But this one, I mean, especially the end, that fight was amazing. The kid was a little annoying. The father was a little annoying, but whatever, you know. So, but you know, I was glad Quinn got his updance. I always love Neagley. Anytime Neagley's in there, I'm all about it. I'm all about her always. So I mean, those are just, you know, it's a fun experience to watch the season. So and Quinn, yeah, she was, you know, trying to let him down early. You know, Duffy let him down. Pretty the way he was going to let her down, but he didn't even get it out. So that was fun.
I had a feeling that actress was an English actress for whatever reason when I heard
her accent was so bad.
Yeah.
Over the top, like
it was very over the top. A little.
It's what a Boston person would pretend to be a Boston person, kind of thing.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly.
You know, it reminded me of like the super fans, the Chicago thing. It's like, oh, this is how a Chicago person pretends to talk like a Chicago person. Like that's what, what kind of was. It was
100%. I agree.
Yeah. Before we go on, we got another shout out to Deuce giving 5 memberships, man. So
thank you so much, man. That's so awesome.
Who got it? Rogue Nation got one. Movie Time Minute got one. Aisha Kenya got one. Steph, I think is their name. Got one. And let's talk about your friendly neighborhood cat lady. Got one. So, congrats. Big shout out to Deuce for some memberships.
That's so awesome, Deuce. Thank you so much once again, man. The memberships are awesome. And then we could put out some more content. So I got a few things that I want to review. I'm going to probably put on, you know, do this week, and you know we'll do members only for this soon.
Yeah.
Like
I got at least 2 videos that I know I'm going to get done. One we went through all of my girlfriend's phone to find her video of me building my lightsaber that's up here.
Oh
so
yeah.
we have the video of building it. Oh man, I was almost gonna cry watching it again because it's such a great thing to do. You know, it
You
was
sent
so
to
much fun.
me, so I remember.
Did I? Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So that's definitely I'm gonna edit, throw that up, and put it up on YouTube for members only. So if you're a member, you can watch me build a lightsaber at Disney. And then I'm gonna go through. I know Brian's probably gonna do the same thing. Go through all of my collection here. You know, I got a bunch of stuff on the floor up here. I have my upstairs room with all my wife's stuff too. That's, you know, basically half pretty much mine too. So.
Mhm.
But yeah, so I got all the collection stuff. I'm gonna do behind the scenes kind of stuff, and you know, I keep getting new toys. You know, like this I just found at the secondhand. This is
Ooh,
the
look at
Batman.
Very nice.
Remember
Yo,
that?
I saw this and I like snatched it before anybody else. But
Mhm.
yeah, the
There's a
animated
little
series.
kid, look, 8-year-old kid's like, "Ooh,
I
I
don't
want
give
to
a
play with
shit.
this and put it in my mouth." Give me that shit, kid.
Because this isn't a toy. The tires don't even move. This is one of those like collector things. You know,
Mhm.
so nice. I'm sexy, got a little scratch up, but yeah. So I keep getting new like collector shit. So definitely gotta show it off. I know Brian keeps getting more stuff too. So
I
Yeah.
don't even want to tell you guys how much stuff I got. And then after C2E2,
oh yeah, all the artwork. Gee, I didn't even. I gotta do all the artwork. I got so
man,
much.
it's about to be.
Yeah.
It's about to go down.
Yeah. So yeah. So definitely, you know, appreciate Deuce bringing in 5 more people. Last time he brought in 50 people. So yeah, definitely we're gonna do some members only kind of stuff, especially in April. I got some plans. So yep. But Deuce, you are the GOAT, man.
Where's the little goat? Yeah,
It's all the way over there, man. I was messing with it and I showed my son, so I'm right now. We scared Brandman away with the goats.
he said, "One more goat, I'm out of here."
Yeah, but Deuce, thank you so much, man. Again, send us your freaking address, man. Email us. We
I
have
literally have a bag
your-
with some stuff all ready to go.
yeah. You know, you won. I mean, I sent Anzo his goodie today, so
You should have sent him with the American flag.
oh, there was something I wanted to send him, but then I bought it. Oh, it's over. I'll show you guys a little later after we do the review. But I bought something and I'm like, oh, I'll send this to Anzo. And then I was looking at it, I was like, nah, I think I'm gonna keep it. It's not anything crazy, but the more I was looking at it, I'm like, all right, I kind of like it. So but yeah, but appreciate him. I said Brandman's wearing Tony Stark. Yeah.
Yep.
That's cool. It's a cool shirt. I think Mama Bear said something earlier. I missed it, but yeah. But yeah, there's the email. Send us your address, Deuce. You know, you technically, like I said, you technically won a giveaway. So at the very least, we gotta send you that. But
No, just thank you for being here, man. Appreciate
Yeah,
you.
man. Thank you so much.
Yep. All right, let's get back into Reacher. So I think for me, this one was the best season. As much as I love season 1, this one started off with like shoot first and ask questions later. Like that's exactly how the season, you know, like because it had the first episode was just like literally bang, 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 and then they start to give you the backstory and what's really going on, and then it kind of all started to flow very well. You know, the pacing was done very, very well. I thought the action was good. You know, Alan is really getting comfortable, I think, as this Reacher
He is
character. Yeah, like first season, you could tell like he's like, I don't say trying to figure out like how far can I take it, you know, like how like kind of like over the top goofy can I be, you know, and then by now season 3 he's like, oh okay, I could be this character, you know, that's very like he understands who this character kind of is and how he acts, and you know, and whenever they do a backstory, like they did the backstory this season with his first version of Niggly, what was her name? Yeah, but she even said like the first protege before her, because even when she came out, she's like, oh, I can't remember her name though. but yeah, so that was such a good, impactful one. Seeing Reacher emotional, is not,
Her
because he
name is
doesn't has
Dominique. That's why I know.
Dominique was that.
I know
Oh,
that's
that's what he
from the
said.
line.
Yeah, her name was Dominique. Yeah, she was a great actress. I wish we got more of her because she was pretty cool.
Yeah,
You know?
really
Yeah.
made her brief
Yeah.
appearance count.
Yeah, but also to prove, like, to Reacher, it's like he thinks so far ahead where
Mhm.
he's like she's like, oh, let's go celebrate, let's go get a drink, and he's like, as much as I want to, and that would be fun. He understands. He goes, you're a woman and I'm a man. People are gonna see us
Look,
going out, hanging out, and they're gonna look at it, and I don't want that to affect you. He didn't even say me. He goes, I don't want it to affect you because you are good, and I want you to be the best you can be. So it's
Yeah.
like, he was just Reacher is just a stand-up person when it comes to doing the right thing.
Mhm.
You get on his bad side, you might die. But if
Yeah.
you're on his good side, he will literally kill for you.
Mhm.
Literally. So and as much like Brian, you said, like the son was kind of annoying, and he kind of was at times, but I think it proved that, like, Reacher still cares about people,
Yeah.
especially people that, like, can't really defend themselves. Like, Reacher kind of comes in and is
that's
the
what they
muscle.
said at the end of them. That's what Neagley said. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So a lot of fun. You guys got any negatives? I know Brian, you said some of any more negatives for the season.
I don't know. I know you guys are saying it's better than season one. I thought season one was a better story. I think the story, the written part is better in season one. I thought the whole team aspect was better in season one. This was not about anyone else but Reacher, and to a certain effect, Duffy. But like, it's really just revolving around him. And the season before were more fun because it has more of a whole team, and I enjoyed that more. This was very much just Reacher being Reacher. That's just all we got, period. And I thought it could have been better done,
Mhm.
but the acting wise, the fun part of it was good, but I just don't know if it was written as well as the other ones were.
I can see that. That first season, I think, was a better story, for sure. Because it had more like who's really
Because
involved, who
it's an
did it.
introduction. Yeah.
Yeah, it's an introduction. They would start off with like a stronger story to really catch people. This one is like was exactly what you said. It's Reacher going full on Reacher, and it's like him literally just kicking ass. He was killing so many people and cramming them into small spaces and shit.
Yeah.
Like,
That was
yeah.
Blowing people up, doing it, but
Yeah.
it seemed like it wasn't. I don't know.
Mhm.
The story wasn't as detail oriented as the first season, but I think this
It was
season was
very
definitely more
more
brutal.
action,
More, yeah.
action, more brutal, but
Yeah.
a very common story. Like, it was a very general storyline. A shady businessman taken over by another bigger shady businessman that has to be unfortunately in the
with the Russians.
crosshair of
Yeah.
the Russians are being there, in the
Yeah.
crosshairs of someone that Reacher's already been through. Like, it's not a great story. So but it's not that it's a bad story. It's just not on the levels of what we got the first one. I thought the first one was just really great in the storyline.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with that for sure. For sure.
That's why people say I go back and forth on which one's better.
Yeah. Any negatives, Brandman?
I can definitely understand that about storyline wise. I think more than anything, just kind of like the way that they handled the storyline versus season one or two really worked for me. I think, like I said, Sonia Cassidy's accent was just really distracting to me at times. Just really, I think you said it best. It was very cartoony to me. I think that having read the book Persuader, I think they nailed it. So I was pretty happy with it in that regard.
Mm. Watching this show, like I do agree with Brian that this was kind of, I feel like it's more run of the mill. Like it's like, hey, we need a Reacher story. This is it. It's like we need a book out right now, and this is kind of what the story you get out. I don't know if that's true or not. Like if multiple books are close to the same beats as this one.
I mean, different stories. I saw an episode of what's the one with Aldous Hodge and
Cross.
No, the one with when the bad guys become good. It's on Prime.
That was hot. Oh, I know what you're talking about though.
I'm just blanking right now. I've seen it every episode. I'm just blanking right now.
Leverage.
Yeah, Leverage. It was like, I promise you, it was an episode of Leverage, like with the exact same beats that evolved. Like the Russian mob and the shady guy who was taken over by another shady guy, and they had to figure out what was going on, and it was very much to that same aspect. Like I feel like it was just a very general story, when the other ones were better stories because it was still introducing a lot of stuff. And once again, it was more of a team aspect instead of just one person.
You had better side characters next to Reacher in season 1. Like Duffy was very
bland.
Yeah,
she is pretty one note.
Yeah.
I mean, it was stupid. Like, I'm going to sacrifice everybody else, and I'm going to get all these people killed because I'm going to get my CI out.
Yeah, because I fucked up.
So you going to kill everybody? Everyone else die?
Yeah. That was an issue I did have with it. It was like, you're trying to save this girl, but in doing so, you brought on this rookie who is so new, and you keep leaving him alone, and then he dies. So it was like, what about him? What about him?
She literally put him in the line of fire.
Yeah. So and then Reacher just puts everyone in the line of fire. So yeah, there wasn't any big twists or big like gotcha moments, I think, in this season. Which is fine. It was a straightforward, like, shoot 'em up kind of big booms and big fights and stuff like that. We got the Paulie fight, like Brandman said, was
the Paulie fight was awesome.
It was epic.
Yeah. He's bigger, he's stronger, he's faster, but I'm smarter.
Yeah. So and he just like gets up and like jumps out. Like, doesn't he jump out the window and just walks back to the house? Like, I think he's like just like like that was right.
Dude, it was so funny though, because like I thought Paulie was dead, right? And all of a sudden he's getting out of the water too. I'm like, well, both of them still survived. People die, all bodies disintegrate doing this, but not them. They just came out of the water. I'm gonna limp a little bit.
Yeah, pretty much.
Like that was it.
Yeah, but we'll get into our review ratings real quick. But Dan said shotguns look small in Reacher or on Reacher. Handguns look like he's holding a kid's gun. He's a beast. Yeah, he's a big dude.
Freaking just built like a he's how they describe him in the books.
Yeah.
Just a mountain of a dude.
And the fact that Paulie is a bigger mountain by like 14 inches.
Decent amount, yeah.
That's stupid. That's almost impossible.
Yeah, to find somebody like bigger than Alan, and also like a pretty solid actor. I'm not gonna say he's not winning any awards, but for what role he had, I thought he did good as Paulie. So definitely I think him and Reacher worked well together. It was definitely like, the arm wrestle scene was super funny, and all the other scenes they were in together, were good. So yeah. Shout out to the dude who played Paulie.
Did you guys also like the fact that it was more of a realistic fight? Like, he was getting his ass whooped. He was getting worked.
The like I said, the practical aspect of it really helped.
Yeah. Because it's like, if they would have made Reacher be more like, oh, well, you're bigger and I'm the smaller one, so therefore I have to be more agile and shit like that. But I'm like, that's not who Reacher is. Reacher isn't gonna do like all these like dodges and blocks and counter strikes and shit like that. It's like he's just like Paulie,
Ollie
big
might
brute.
be more, but he might have been just as agile as Reacher was.
Yeah,
like he's
yeah.
all the same.
So yeah, so I liked how they kept true to who Reacher was. Like a dude that punches hard and gets punched, but he is smarter. Hands down, like the dude is like really smart, and I appreciate that.
He's a military man. He plans his stuff out very well.
Yeah. So yeah, definitely. I appreciate that. But let's get into our ratings for season 3. Now means you got to watch it right now. Later means whenever you get a chance, no big deal. And never means just skip it altogether. Brandman, what you giving Reacher season 3?
Oh, this is definitely a now. Very, very entertaining. Like I said, I really liked how it hit the ground running in terms of the plot. It throws you right in. It stands on it. I like that each season stands on its own too. You don't necessarily have to watch the season before it. And yeah, I just had a fun time from beginning to end. It's got like an old school action vibe to it in terms of like the practicality of it. Thought it was well acted. Alan Richardson is really cozy in the role at this point, which just made it even more entertaining. And it left me wanting more. I'm really excited for season 4. Hopefully we get a quick turnaround since it's supposed to start filming in the next couple months. So yeah, this is easily an out. Easily.
Okay. What are you, Brian?
If you're looking for a fun time with crazy action and some of the best escapes, like when he was hanging up and pulled all the stuff out, that was amazing. The idea of the gun coming back into effect, the stuff he did with blowing up the house. If you're looking for that, this is a super now. This is so much fun. Sometimes I feel like it's almost mindless craziness that just at the end of the day, you finish watching, you're just smiling. Isn't that what a movie really or a TV show should do? At the end of the day, after you're done watching it, you should be smiling. You enjoyed your time. That's what this is. That's why it's a now.
Yeah. And I'm giving it a now as well. It's exactly for what both of these guys said. It's an old school kind of action movie or action kind of show. If you like season 1 and season 2, you'll definitely like season 3. It's just it keeps getting better kind of thing. Like it's just he's comfortable as the role. I think the film crew and production and everybody got their groove. They know what to do, know how to do it, and it definitely seems mindless. Blowing up fun, big good guy beats up big bad guy kind of thing, and yeah, it's exactly what I wanted from this. I don't expect to see Alan, Richardson, that buff. Yeah, I don't expect him to see him that buff and him, just sit at a desk, or just like, look at, crime scenes and try to figure things out. Like, no, like, he, crunches people up and literally sticks them in trunks and in desks and stuff. So yeah, it is uber violent, which is a lot of fun, because it's over the top. It's over the top too at times, with the violence. So yeah, definitely fun, definitely a now. So, but yeah, that's our thoughts for season 3 of Reacher. We want to hear from you guys. So if you're watching on replay, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and make sure you guys come and join us every Monday and Thursday when we talk about TV, different movies, other nerdy news, and leave your comment down below and let us know what you guys think about Reacher season 3. If you are in the live chat right now, stick around because we're going to get into your comments right now. And that show, I don't know if you saw this from Mama Bear. Mama Bear is like, he's wearing Cutie Stark instead of Tony Stark. This one made me laugh. The Iron Poppy.
That's good. I like that one. That's really good.
Yeah, I like that one.
Iron Poppy. I like that.
Yeah, I
That's
like that
good.
one.
That's it.
Oh man, Bobby said haven't finished it yet. Come back. Yeah, I think we stayed pretty spoiler free. Also,
Yeah.
I don't know if there's any way we could spoil it, because once you figured out by episode 2, like what's going on, you kind of started filling in the blanks, and then once they said who Quinn was, and then by episode 4, you knew how the rest of the show was
What's
going
gonna
to
happen.
go. Yeah, so which
My-
is fine.
My major complaint is it's only 8 episodes. That's my major
Yeah.
complaint.
Yeah. There should have been just one whole episode of just Paulie versus Reacher for like 40 minutes. Just
Mhm.
they
A
just
wrestling
destroy the
match.
whole house.
Boom Sauls ready.
Yeah. And then Delta Dan said crazy how Paulie hung him up in a similar way that he hung up Dominique. And how he pulled out the chain bolts out of the roof. Yeah. That's why it gets over the top, like stuff like that, it's fun. Or it's just first or old school 90s Stallone Arnold flick. Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. Yeah.
Those are the vibes. Just like you said, as long as it knows what it is, I'm cool with it. Like going back and Brandon Davis might get mad at me, but watching the Tom Cruise one, it is not the same Reacher. It feels like a completely different character and everything.
He played Reacher like Jack Reacher, like Ethan Hunt.
Mhm.
Yes. This is exactly what it was. Like Alan plays Reacher as I assume it is in the book, and Brandman said like kind of how it is in the book. So
Yeah. Mhm.
yeah. So
Yeah,
wanna
I
do that
definitely,
thing free.
yeah, I definitely think he does the character justice. You know, I think season 1, like I said, he was still kind of finding his footing. He was great. He's great in all 3 seasons, but I think he really hit his stride at this point. I think season 1 I was still getting a little bit of still saw a little bit of Thad Castle in him from time to time.
No way.
Only-
Yeah.
Only here and there though.
Did you?
Only
Yeah.
here and there. Like I think he had one line where he was like a couple lines of dialogue, I think like midway through season 1, where it kind of felt like Thad was kind of seeping through the cracks.
You
You don't think it's your own feelings?
It
Yeah.
could have been. It could have been.
It definitely could have been, because I mean, at this point, that's the only other thing he's been so popular in was
Yeah.
in Blue Mountain State as Thad, and in
I-
that show he was, even though he wasn't, I wouldn't say he was the main star, but he was the thing people wanted to see.
He was the Stifler of the show.
Yeah,
That's a good
he was.
answer. That's a good one.
He had like he was the most quotable character.
100%.
Mhm.
It's just wild to see like that character
Mhm.
and then see Reacher. It is like, what?
Reacher is the alternate timeline where Thad got his act together after college, joined the military.
I was gonna say, instead of going to college and playing football, is where he joined the military.
Yeah.
That's the difference in the timeline. He flipped the coin. The
Mhm.
heads I go to the military, tails I go play linebacker.
Whenever Reacher
Yeah.
whenever Reacher like hooks up with the female lead on each season, I'm just thinking of Thad boning a sleuth.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why we didn't say it, but that's why I liked, because the last 2 seasons, same exact speech he gave to the girls. I did appreciate it. I did kind of chuckle when she gave him the speech.
Mhm.
I was like, I liked it.
He's like,
It was a
I didn't
different
get
change of
changed.
pace. Yeah. And she says another. She goes, "Oh, I can't get tied down. It's not you. It's me." Blah 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 blah. And he's like, "Okay." And she's like, I think expecting more of a like a reaction, but yeah, I thought that was it was a good change of pace because I think it breaks him away from like something like Thad a little bit, where the girl is the one that does the breakup. It's good for a change of character, a good change for him. So yeah, but I did find that funny because like halfway through the speech, I'm like, oh, she's giving him the speech, and I was like, oh, okay, that's funny. So yeah.
So I
And
could
she
see
said,
myself hanging up. I'm just not that person at my time in my life. I can't really do that right now.
Yeah.
He's like, wow, that's crazy.
Yeah, that's how I thought he was gonna be like, oh, so this is how it feels, or something like that. So,
Right.
yeah. It's just the way he walks too, man. It's just so like, very, very military, but very like get out of my way, or I'm like walking over
run
you
you
or
over.
through you kind of thing. Like, yeah. Even when he like it's like when they went to the FBI or whoever whatever Fed that they went and gave him the info. And he's like, oh, and I'm gonna blah blah blah. And the dude's like, no, you're not. You're gonna blah blah. And he's like, I forgot what he says, but he just like he's already standing up. He just like steps forward and just walks, and it's like the way he opens the door is almost like he went through the door. It's just like he has this very purposeful walk, especially when he goes through doorways. It's just like it's almost like the way he does it is like he goes through the door. The way he just swings it open and. Like he doesn't stop for the door to open. It seems like, you know what I mean? Like I don't know.
You're trying to say
hard to
there's a
explain,
reacher
but
size hole in the wall, basically. And he just walks through.
Basically, yeah. But she said I only see 2 episodes. It's a lot of fun, man. If you like action, over the top, like fun action, you'll definitely like it. For sure. And like Bradman said, you can watch season 1, 2, and 3 in any order. Like you really don't need to watch them.
You really can, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah, I'm into a
Don't you need one?
Love the movies. Not enough.
You need to understand who Neegly is.
One, I think, is a good way to start it off with.
You need because you need to know who she is, and after that, and then 2 matters because it's the band getting back together in 2. The band gets back together in 2, and then 3, he's on his own. 3 could be in any time, but you need to know who at least Neegly is for 3.
I'm trying to remember season 1 if they explain who she really is.
Didn't they show them all being together and how they kind of started off and stuff like that?
Parts, not really. Like they tell you like she's part of his crew, but he says that in every season, like, oh, she's my, my person in the chair or whatever. Like
one she did,
that was like when he calls her, when he calls her, like people are like, oh, who's Neely, who is that? And he's like, oh, she's the person I trust the most or whatever. Yeah. Bobby said, I have 3 or 4 episodes to finish. And Neely is in season 1 because midway through he had to have just some investigation. But that's every season. Midway through season 1, season 2, season 3. Like
at the beginning.
At some point, he needs info, and he calls her.
She was at the beginning of season 2. Season 2 is when they talk about the man getting back together. She was there early.
Yeah, she's there earlier. Season 2 was. There's a lot of flashbacks in season 2 with his brother.
Yep.
Yeah. Right? Yeah. No, that's season 1.
No, season 1 is with his brother, isn't it?
They
talk about the old colleagues in episode 5 of season 1. So like that's when you start seeing the military part of it,
I'm trying to remember what season 2 was, because season 2 wasn't as good.
Yeah, season
the action wasn't there, but
yeah, season 2 wasn't bad, but it was probably my least favorite.
I'm trying to remember what was the main bad guy in season 2.
No, what's call it? Wasn't it Robert Patrick?
Yes.
Wasn't it Robert Patrick?
Mhm.
He was Langston, right?
Yeah.
Langston, that's that.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Because I was looking it back up. Season 2 was based on Bad Luck and Trouble. So yeah, it was Robert Patrick's character.
Mm.
Mhm.
Yeah. But like you said, season 1 probably has the best story when it comes to the actual like plot and crime that they're investigating. Was
Mhm.
definitely season 1, and I think season 1 has the best side characters
Mhm.
for sure.
And brings out all the people that he used to be with, the whole team. You start seeing them, you don't know about them, but they kind of go into detail further. The longer you go into the season, and you understand who they are. And it's basically like, he brought them all together. They're all there because of him.
Mhm.
Yeah. So Neely was even in episode 3, season 1.
Yeah, whenever she shows up, she never shows up for a lot.
Yeah.
Which kind of always sucks because I feel like she's always a cool character. I'm glad she's getting her own show though.
Me too.
Yeah, that was season 1. Yeah, season 2 sets up Reacher's special military unit, right? Yeah, sets up.
Yeah,
Mhm.
sets up
Yeah.
Neely. Yeah.
But it's like season 1, I enjoyed a lot because that was where you find out like why he got kicked out of the military, or what it was like with the whole serving in Afghanistan or whatever, and the little boys would play soccer, and then shit happened, and he goes kind of goes Reacher
Crazy.
on him. Yeah,
Mhm.
rightfully so, 100%. Like, yeah, you're like, yeah, I mean, like what he did was not right, but also can't argue with what he did wasn't wrong either. So, yeah, and that's the thing with Reacher is like he does.
He has his moral code and he follows his
Yeah.
moral code to
Yeah.
the T.
To life and death, legit.
Mhm.
But and his moral code is like true. Like he is a truly like good guy. So when people do bad things, like really bad things, he's like, yeah, no, you're gonna die.
Mhm.
Like you're
gonna die tonight.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but definitely watch it. It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. And you can kind of go at your own pace too, Sheed. But I think any season you'll start, and a few episodes in, I think you'll get sucked in, and then you kind of watch the whole season in like 2 days.
Hey Dan, I thought the same exact thing.
Did Richard take
Richard
some
taking
cash,
some cash.
before he left on that bike?
He needs some gas money. He didn't have no money, right?
He never does.
But you need $20 to put some gas in it. You ain't going nowhere. You're gonna be pushing that bike, carrying it on your back. So you need something.
Yeah.
Finder's fee, something. Yeah.
Yeah. And that's the thing is like he always says like how he's like just goes places. I was like, you need some money though, right?
Yeah. Well, they imply that he has pension from the military in the books.
That would make sense.
Yeah, they talk
like,
about it in the show too, right?
They touch on it in the show because like, even in the books they say like the main possessions that he always travels with is like his toothbrush and his ATM card. Those are like the two things that he always has with him at all times. But they touch on him having money in the bank, basically.
But in this show, didn't they show him go to the ATM and then not have enough money to get $20 out?
I think you're right.
They show that he didn't have enough money to get $20 out because he went to the ATM. That's why he had to go back, to the place that got robbed, or fake robbed.
Fake robbed. Yeah. Was that season 1 or
That was
season
this
2?
season. That was this season.
Was it this season? Damn. That's the issue when you watch them all like back to back. They all start to like blend together. Yeah, but I mean, shit. I mean, Reacher, I saw right now is 96% on Rotten Tomatoes.
That's it.
Well, in season 3, is this all the seasons or just overall? So season 1 has 92, season 2 has a 98, and then season 3 has a 98. So they rated the season 1 the lowest, which is wild.
They didn't know what it was yet. And now that you know what it is, I mean, you
Yeah.
can rate it. I understand.
So I mean, yeah. So you got to figure like season 2, which we're saying is like our least favorite season, got 98. Which season 1 for me is the 98. Season 2 is probably the 92, and season 3 another 98. So
They're all A's. So
yeah, they are. Yeah, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. So definitely fun to watch. Speaking of, I just saw our next topic. What critics gave that on Rotten Tomatoes. You guys want to finish off the night with Adolescence?
Yeah.
A
Let's
super
get done with
bummer. Sad.
Let's get
depressing
done with
ass.
it. I don't want to talk
Yeah.
about this ever again.
To answer your question, Dan,
Yeah.
it depends on what order they follow the books in, but he's a drifter. So, but if they're following the orders of the books, North Carolina, because that's where he ends up in the next book, which is called The Enemy.
Are they following the order of the books?
No,
Okay.
no.
Just doing whatever's the best story at the time.
Yeah, because this one was based on Persuader. Season 1 was Bad Luck in Trouble. And season 1 was Killing Floor.
Wow, that's names, man.
Yeah. Persuader, the book before that was called Without Fail. So yeah, they're just kind of going in whatever order they feel like, which is fine because the books are very much they're not like serialized really, where they like connect with each other. It's Reacher being a drifter and just finding himself in a new location.
Yeah.
So they're very disconnected. But
I think it's good for a TV show like this.
Yeah.
You know, that works for the benefit.
Yeah, like what but Killing Floor was the very first Jack Reacher novel, if I remember correctly. So you know, they at least you know,
Started off the same.
Yeah, started off pretty much the same. But I'm curious to see which book they do they do for season 4.
Yeah.
I think I read a rumor that it was going to be based on Tripwire, which would be cool. It'd be a good one. Base a whole season around. I'd be good with it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Where we at? Cool. All right, let's talk Adolescence.
Mm-hmm. All right. Yep.
Emotional baggage off of our chest.
let's no crying, guys. Come on.
I know.
Let's go. We got this.
All right.
Man up.
All right. Welcome to Spoiler Kings. My name is Tank Kramer with Brandman Brandon the Grizzly.
He did it right, guys.
I did it right. And we're gonna talk and review Adolescence, streaming on Netflix right now. I think it's like the number 1 thing still on Netflix for like a couple weeks now at this point. Yeah, it's a show that I heard it from one of you guys. I think said like, "Oh, this show is amazing." I was like, "Oh shit, okay, well, watching it." And
it was a mini series, and yeah, we were talking about it. I was like, dude,
4 episodes. Each episode's an hour ish.
Yeah,
a little bit over an hour, somewhere around there. Yeah, so definitely a mini series, but yeah. So we're gonna review it, give our ratings at the end, our likes, our dislikes, our thoughts overall. there's really no one too famous, I think, in this one.
No.
Stephen Graham,
Yeah.
maybe. You know,
I think
You
he's
know,
the most familiar actor on it.
yeah, because I don't know anybody else really from here.
Mhm.
But yeah, we'll get into it. But before we do, Brian, I don't know if they have a synopsis for this miniseries.
Sure, got one. A family's world turns upside down when a 13-year-old Jamie Miller is arrested for murdering a schoolmate. The charges against their son force them to confront every parent's worst nightmare.
Yeah, very much. I don't know. You want to do episode by because there's only 4 episodes, and each episode is its own little story.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if we can just do our overall thoughts for episode, 1, and then move on to episode 2, 3, and 4, and then review the whole thing. Yeah. So episode 1 is just the initial charge. The cops come in, arrest the boy. It's the whole processing thing. Lawyers get involved. They're at the station trying to figure out what's going on. Did he do it? Did he not do it? Blah blah blah. That's the entire first episode. Is just that is the initial arrest of the 13-year-old boy. What do you guys think about this episode?
Webby.
Intense. Well, that could go for the show overall, but the way that they really throw you into it, it sets the tone right out of the woodwork. And from a technical standpoint, I really liked how the beginning was done in that tracking shot. That was awesome.
Yeah, a lot of great shots. Yeah,
they had a lot of great shots in this show. It, like I said, it sets the tone for what to expect next. Because this show, if it makes sense, you don't really have too much room to breathe.
Mhm.
It really throws you right in, and that feeling of anxiety and discomfort is established straight away.
Yeah.
For a show like this, considering the content, I wouldn't have it any other way. And it has you questioning things.
Yeah.
I don't even have kids of my own, but it kind of raises the question: can you trust your own kids?
Mhm.
They're still young and they're stupid. They're very
Mhm.
stupid.
Yeah. So that was how I felt about the first episode, pretty much right out of the woodwork.
Okay. What about you, Brian? What do you think about the first episode?
I think the first episode gave us the entire story immediately.
Mhm.
So what they did is they laid out exactly what happened, and then now you had to go through all the ups and downs of people lying to themselves, lying to their family, not really wanting to own up to what really happened, and then how the police investigate it. So in the first episode, we get the video. We see how traumatized this little boy is, and to a point where you're like, why would they do this to this little boy? You're on that side, and then as the layers are pulled back, you start to realize what's going on. So the first episode, and you see all the Instagram problems, and you see the CCTV footage of actually what happened, and you forget that in England they had cameras everywhere, so they can see exactly what happened. So you can say whatever you want, and you really feel for the father in that situation.
Yep.
And how they're crying and the emotions as it evokes. Wow. And it's funny to even think that way because it's a little girl whose life has been taken. So yeah, that first episode was.
I guess because they do show the video, like the surveillance video, but they show it right towards the end, maybe the last 5 minutes, 5 minutes, right at the end. So the entire episode, you're just like, like what's going on? Did he do it? Because he keeps saying I didn't do it. The dad looks dead in his face. He's like, did you do it? And he tells him no. So you're like, okay, you kind of seeing what's going on. Like, was there something else that happened? I don't know, and then they show the video and it just kind of, you get the same effect as the dad did almost while watching it,
Punched in the stomach.
just like stabbed in the heart, really, like as the father, because the whole time you're like, oh, he didn't do it, like he's 13, like, and then you see the video and you're just like, oh, and then they show, like, you see the video,
Yeah.
as a viewer, so I was like, damn, that's hard to watch, just that.
Mhm.
So it was like, but I do appreciate that they did it at the end of the episode, so the whole episode you're kind of on his side, and then you're like, whoa, like, and then the story starts, after that, so yeah, you just get like this baggage of intense, him getting arrested, him going to the jail, this and that, him being a minor. So it's like you kind of want to defend him a little bit, like, oh, you can't do that without his parents, so you can't do that without, but then, like, as it goes, and at the end of the episode, you're just like, holy shit, like,
Hey, no, you realize the police did a really good job besides the jumping in, and you understand why they broke down the door.
Oh,
did all those things.
Yeah.
But I felt like they were discussing and telling him all the right things and making sure that he understood what was happening. I commend all the actors and actresses in this one, because this was hard to watch, hard to do, hard to keep that emotion there. But that little boy,
ooh, yeah,
what's his name? Owen Cooper.
Yeah.
If I would stand up and give you a standing ovation, because you did a wonderful job, and it started from episode 1.
Yeah, and he gets his moment for where he shows off like how great of an actor he is. In episode
that
3.
third episode.
Yeah. So we'll get into that. But yeah, we'll get into episode 2. So episode 2 is now he's arrested. We really don't see the boy or the family now. It focuses on the 2 main cops, and they're trying to get the evidence. So they go to the school, and there's an issue where the lead cop, one of his sons, or his son is in that same school. So they're in the school, and the whole episode revolves around the 2 main cops in the school trying to find evidence and trying to figure things out on details.
Fumbling. And you know what it made me realize? Kids are dickheads.
Episode 2 pissed me off so much.
Episode 2, yeah. But episode 2, before I felt like one of the issues was not issues, but one of the things was the disconnect between a younger generation and the older generation. I'm not saying like it's big, but it's every generation that does it. They have their own way of talking, and they have their own lingo where things mean different things, and that's been every generation, and it's just as you get older, you don't stay up with what the kids are saying anymore, and it becomes apparent in this, where especially as a cop, you're trying to figure things out, but it's hard to figure things out when kids have their own vocabulary that is a different meaning than yours, and it becomes apparent in this episode. But what you think, Brad Man?
P.S. That the black police officer in episode 2, he ran like a complete chump. That dude could not run. He ran like a complete chump.
Well, he was in dress shoes, right? Was he?
Yeah.
Oh no.
D.I. Bascom, Luke
being outpaced by who was running in a very, very light jog.
He was like, I ain't ran like that since ever.
Yeah.
You were barely running anyway.
Yeah. Out of breath.
Season 2 made me happy I don't have kids.
Well,
those kids were little assholes. I forgot how much little assholes kids can be.
Yeah.
You're right.
I'm not looking forward to that.
Yeah. Holy crap.
Not all of them, right?
Most of them. Holy shit.
His son really stepped up. And what you realize is they have a terrible relationship together, and everyone, because you see how bad these kids are, we immediately want to blame the child, not realizing that by the end of the episode you realize it's really the detective. It's his fault. He never really wanted kids. He never really opened up to him, understanding how he gets older and really have anything but a surface level conversation with his child in the last 3 or 4 years. So in understanding how your relationship changes through as they grow older, but him not being involved in it, not really aware of what's happening, ruined their relationship. And it's the first time you see someone who might look like he is a good parent be a terrible parent, but it's a good kid is a good kid. And then parents that are involved in stuff couldn't had 2 different kids. That was the first seed about, maybe it's not nature versus nurture. And that was really interesting. And then for Di Luke Bascom to kind of realize about the end of the episode, I need to be more involved in my son's life. I need to tell him I love him, how I'm proud of him. I need to be there. We need to have conversations, and I need to show how important this is. And it's a lesson that he learned and he internalized, and you can see him actually using that to further along his relationship with his son.
Yeah. I think also not knowing, as the viewer, not knowing what the son is going through in the first episode, because he's texting his son, and stuff like that in the first episode, and then the second episode it kind of starts off that, but then as it progresses, you realize like, oh, the son is not a popular kid. You know what I mean? Like, like Bram has said, the kids are dicks, and he's one of the kids that's being treated poorly.
You also realize how oblivious the father is, saying, "Oh, he came to me because I'm the one that the softy." No, that's not at all what's going on. You really have a warped sense of what's going on.
Yeah. But then it starts planning more things of like with Jamie's friends. I felt like he has his 2 friends. I'm like, oh, what do they know? What do they do? Were they part of it? So you start to try to figure things out with the cops in this episode. The friend, the girl who got killed, her friend,
her best friend. She's like, what am I going to do now?
Yeah, but because at the time when you fight, she's questioned by the cops, and then she like has an outburst and she gets angry, and you're like, why is she being a little asshole? Then you realize like, oh,
lost her best friend.
It's not only that, but it's also the cops weren't reading the things on how it was meant to be read. I mean, like they read it as how they understand it, but the cops read it as like, oh, they're friends. And she's like, what? Like, no, like, and again, it's different lingo, different terminology and stuff like that. So like she was angry. She's like, you're cops. Aren't you supposed to know this kind of shit? Aren't you supposed to know what a red pill means and this and that and stuff like that? So, and they kept going on with it.
More that her only friend was this little girl, this other girl,
the other girl. Yeah,
she's now alone in this world with no one else to know who, how she understand her. So that's a different thing, and that's why she's being an asshole. And there's cause and effect a lot. I think this was a very big cause and effect episode.
Even
understanding.
Yeah, I was wondering what she was involved with too, because I know the counselor was like, "Oh, you should go talk to her mom." And she's like, "No." He goes, "Oh, she would want to talk to you. You're her best friend." She goes, "No, she doesn't." So I was like, "Oh, what was going on there?" And we never. That was one of my downsides. Was like we never got that part. I was like, I kind of want to know more about the girl, and stuff like that. Like, why wouldn't her best friend want to go talk to her mom?
It seemed like it was a racial divide. It seemed like it seems that way very much, and we know England has that sometimes, and that's or even religion. You don't know if that was it too. So because of that, like you felt though that divide and that parents once again the disconnect between the parents and the children. The kids could be best friends, but the parents are not going to see it that way. And once again, was not paying attention in between these two these groups of people.
And even like I thought a good part of this episode was towards the end where the lead cop, what was it, Bascom?
Luke? Yeah.
Where where he was like, he goes, "There's not much teaching going on here. Teachers are off, in the bathroom doing nothing or coming in late to school. It seems like you're managing people instead of teaching kids. That's what it kind of seemed like. So, and I don't know
You
how
weren't holding them accountable. You weren't teaching
Yeah.
any accountability at all.
Yeah. They were like the scene in the lunchroom where like one of the bullies bullied somebody. I forgot who they did, but they bullied somebody right in front of the teacher, and the teacher was like, "Hey, knock that off." I was like,
Yeah.
"What?" like,
Mhm.
like detention, demerit, something, some kind of punishment. You just witnessed this, and you're just like, "Don't do it."
Okay.
Yeah, it was like, yeah. Any last things, Brandman? I know me and Brian took over this one because, like,
It hit me real deep.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. This episode really did.
Yeah.
So
It made me hate kids.
Yeah. Brian has 2 girls in school. So I'm sure you had feelings, and then me is like, oh, I'm not ready for this.
Mhm.
I'm not ready for this.
It was the idea that you lose touch, and that it's not just the kids' fault; it's the parents' fault. So the kids are little shits, they just really are. But the parents aren't the best parents of all time either. So like, and you realize in how you have your own personal responsibility to really reach out, especially as relationships turn. It's your responsibility. You're dealing with going from someone who's a child that's really just under your thumb to someone who's going to have their own life, their own ideas and all that stuff. And if you don't see it that way, you're going to lose touch with them. And if you lose touch with them, they're living their life alone, and they're going to make these stupid decisions.
Yeah. So especially like at 13 is when you start to disconnect from your parents and start to get your
peer group, the one who
your peer groups. Their
become more
opinion
important.
matters more, than what the parents think. And me being going nursing school, the first thing I thought was like the Erickson's stages of development, and this was like, oh yep, right there. That's it. Where the disconnect starts. Around 12 to 16 is like the big disconnect.
But then the idea of social media and how that plays into it
plays such a big role.
And now you realize what bullying can do. And then when it's male, female, female, male bullying, and the idea of using the word incel. And we use it so willy-nilly, not realizing that kids listen to it, hear that, and they literally think it's forever.
Yeah.
Well,
yeah. One thing I would bring up before we move on was I did like they brought up Andrew Tate, and they brought him like, oh yeah, that dickhead, shitty person. I was like, cool, So at least like adults who might not have never even heard of like it would like at least hear it for the first time and kind of reference it like, oh yeah, he's a shitty person. It's like, cool, So at least there's like that, because especially right now, Andrew Tate's getting back in the news, and that's not a good thing. So yeah. All right, so that's enough for episode 2. Episode 3, this was this episode should win a freaking Emmy. This episode was amazing. So it was basically Jamie and one of the therapist counselors, psychologists. It was pretty much them two in a room together for an hour. Holy crap. So good.
Talk about uncomfortable, If this kid wasn't already on the map, this is going to put him there.
Yeah.
This episode in particular.
No, 100%.
He was really manning the ship on this episode.
He was scary, and his feelings, and it was very I don't want to just say like he had a warped sense of what it was to be a man. Like you start to realize that some of this is the way he was raised, but his perception of the way he is raised. It's not just the way you're raised, but your perception of what someone's saying. And sometimes it's not even about what you're saying; it's about what they're seeing. And this episode gets to a lot of that. And there's some times where Owen Cooper is scary.
Mhm.
He's almost scary to a point, and he knows it. And he goes back and forth. And I thought he was schizophrenic.
Mm-hmm.
I literally feel like I saw
Same.
different personalities within that. And the fact that what her name was Brianni Ariston, whatever, Dr. Ariston, didn't say anything about that because it seemed like he was schizophrenic. And she's like, "Oh no, he's healthy." I thought I saw multiple personalities coming out of it.
I don't know about multiple personalities, but definitely like the schizophrenic for sure. You know, yeah. But also, I like it. Because she said that to like, oh, he's healthy. I wonder because she said that to the security guard, right? So I was like, it might be like, yeah. I'm not going to tell you anything important, you know, like out of any, if there's like any extra stuff, you know, I kind of want to see her reports. Like if they ever do something like that, I want to see her reports of what she writes about this kid because I'm kind of curious of what she would write down for a judge to see, you know, because like I can't see her saying like, oh yeah, he's safe to be in public.
Any environment, yeah, public
Yeah.
environment, being in jail. Oh my goodness. And then but she helped him open up. She, as much as I think she has some other parts of our problem, the character Jamie realized, you know, a lot while talking to her
Mm-hmm.
that he couldn't deny anymore.
Yeah. What about you, Brad, man? Any parts of the episode that really like stood out?
Really, and we're still on the third episode.
The third episode.
Yeah, the just the scenes with Jamie and his outbursts.
Mm.
You know, I think that's, you know, I really feel like that's the only answer.
Yeah.
You know, just him losing his shit.
Yeah. But I don't know how you felt, you know, but like seeing, like kind of what Brian said, seeing like how he perceives being a man is, you know,
Mhm.
and you know, definitely how he sees it from at home, but also like social media, you know, and his peers, you know, because his thought process about the girl was interesting, you know, and also very um it said a lot about himself, you know,
Mhm.
you know why he went after her, not after her, but why he went to go ask her out initially, you know, was pretty fucked up. Like that shouldn't be a good reason to ask somebody out on a date. Is like, oh, you're in a shitty place, and
You might be low enough to like me.
yeah, you know, which says a lot about him, you know.
How low his self-esteem was, and then his parents didn't even see how low his self-esteem is at all, and then how much bullying he was getting taken that's happening at school, and how bullying affects a kid.
Yeah.
Their self-esteem, their self-worth, the anger without an outlet.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Like he didn't play sports. You know, he wasn't very social. You know, he wasn't. You know, he was. You know, but he was good in school. You know, he got A's. You know, so the things on surface level that parents, I guess, look at like was good. You know, wasn't getting in trouble. Had or not A's, but was doing well in school, and you know, had some friends where you talked to, but you know, without digging deeper, you know, you missed out on who your kid really is, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, so yeah, but this third episode was intense. That doctor she was interesting because like she just let him go sometimes, you know.
Mhm.
Like she'll ask the question and then
Yep.
he'll just snowball it bigger to like at one point he made himself angry, you know. Like you know, it's just yeah, but yeah. Oh man, anything else before move on to the last episode? It's episode 3.
Nothing but you just Emmys. Things need to happen for episode 3.
100%. Netflix was smart. They'll push some Emmys or something for just for this episode. So, and then the final episode, episode 4, is the family. It's the dad, the mom, and the sister, and it just takes place on his, I believe, on his birthday, on the dad's birthday.
On his birthday.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So, yeah, and it's it doesn't. That was one issue I had overall. The time frame with everything doesn't really. I don't remember how long it was after he got arrested that episode 4 took place.
It still was very short. All
Yeah.
this time was still very short, like within the first week still.
Okay. I thought it would be a little more like months. Like less than a year
No,
for
because
sure.
he-
That's what I assumed, but I
but-
thought it'd be like more months in between.
No,
everything.
because his plea, like the whole thing was over a year, wasn't it?
Delta Dancing 13 months.
His whole
Yeah. Because he was there
Because
for a little while at that at the Institute for Kids, like the mental institute for kids. He was there
Right,
for
time we get to
a
4.
little while. So
And then they've been through stuff, but they haven't hit the trial yet. And then he was going to change his plea.
yeah. Oh my God. Oh. Yeah. Did that the whole him calling thinking he was just talking to his dad.
Mm-hmm.
And the relate. Oh man. Yeah. It just hit me. It was like the son and the father relationship. Was just so interesting in this episode or in this show, but especially in this episode. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like he had much relationship with his father.
It was all surface level. It was all like what you said. It's what you perceive. It's what you see. Like they didn't really talk about issues. They just hung out together, kind of thing.
Yeah, if that, like it was like he and his father. He chose his father because his mother was too emotional. It was more of a connection. He couldn't say the same things. His father was so disconnected enough in his job and all that stuff that he could tell him something and he would protect him without really knowing him.
Yeah.
It's crazy to say your father doesn't know you, but this father did not know.
No, I agree. What are you, Brad, man? What you think about episode 4?
I thought it was kind of pretty interesting to see how the family was trying to move on in light of what happened. I think that was the main thing that kind of stuck out in my mind throughout this episode. They were just, especially the father, Eddie, he was just managing. They were trying to do their best. And it really, just in light of all the crap that was going on, having his work truck spray painted, being taunted by kids,
Another kid
in the neighborhood. Was happy when he got his lick back on that kid, though, essentially.
Yeah.
But yeah, it just just shows how you keep showcases how you got to keep moving forward despite whatever happens to be going on, and just how it's easier said than done.
It's almost impossible when you're talking about your kids and how it reflects on who you are as a person. And then does your marriage hold up, through this trauma that's going to happen? Can you really look at that person? Can she look at you and not see her son who's now in jail? Like, it's so much.
I would say, does the family hold up? Because it's also the marriage, but it's also the sister. The sister could easily be like, "I'm out, man. It's 18. Like, I don't want to be part of this." He killed somebody that's not my brother anymore. That's not the person I remember.
But instead, she chose to stay, hold it to the family together, and that moment when the father,
what she say? She said, "He's ours," which
ours.
just even right now, that's gonna break my heart. Holy shit, man! And they come from the sister, the older sister, the sibling. So yeah.
And then when the mom and dad look at each other, and he says, "How did we get one like that and one like him?"
Yeah.
and raised the same exact way. And so we got her just the same way as we got him, the way we raised him. And I think that was the thing that really stuck with me. I was like, wow, this man, two different kids gonna take the way you raise someone totally different. If you're not raising them the way that they need to be raised, they're telling you the way they need to be raised. You're ruining them because you you think that they're gonna act the way you want them to act, and they're not. They're human beings. They're gonna act the way they need to act, and you have to listen to that part. And as a parent, we don't always do that.
Yeah, it's a lot of times you're like one size fits all. Like, oh well,
or you treat it like
this, so therefore,
I was treated this way. You're getting treated better than I got treated, right? And that's the answer.
Yeah.
Like, remember, his father beat him. The father, like Eddie, whatever.
Yeah,
his father beat him. I'll never do that to my kids. But then you were distant,
and
that's just as bad. Like, and you're treating him like I would be good if I was that way, right?
Yeah.
And then it still turned out this way. It's just, boy, this really is tough to talk about, and it's tough to acknowledge.
Yeah, this episode was really rough to see the family, and to see like the dad. I think he was the focal point of this episode for sure. The mom and sister were there too, but it was definitely him. And going to the grocery to the like Menards or Home Depot, and
repair store,
still getting bombarded with it, with this like other kid who is very much like that red pill kind of Andrew Tate fan. Was like, oh, I'm with your son. He didn't do it. Like, she deserved it, or all that shit. And and for Eddie to be like, I think of an older generation, where they compartmentalize and just like kind of keep pushing forward, and you hear everything's drowned out around him, and he's trying to deal with it, and he hits a breaking point, and it's like, damn, and it was rough. It was definitely rough to see,
witness,
to watch him kind of go throughout his birthday as like not too bad, and it gets worse, and it gets just to the point where he breaks down just crying, and the episode in the show just ends with him crying and apologizing to his son. Man, it was rough.
Yeah, that was really rough.
Yeah, but I'll give it to who's the actor? Stephen Graham. He was really good in the show overall too. Like, you want to talk about like Emmys? Like, he should win an Emmy for something. Whatever, mini series, best supporting actor or whatever. Yeah, because him having the breakdown. Having the breakdown, having the realization, asking his wife of like, it's not our fault. And the mom is like, it kind of is, he's our kid, like one way or another, it's our fault because, we didn't do anything, or we did too much, or this or that, or whatever they want to do, so it's just,
we raised them no matter what. At the end of the day.
So
what kid is out that late?
Yeah, seriously.
It was like 9 o'clock. No, it was later than that. No,
it was late, like 9:30, 10 o'clock.
Yeah. It was pretty late.
You're how old? Dude. Man, I tell you, for me, the black rule of the street lights worked for me until I was like 15, 16 years old. Like, you had to be out by, like, it's getting dark. You better be home. I better know exactly where you are. He didn't even know he was out or where he was or anything about it to that effect. I thought that was just crazy.
Yeah. I mean, it might be. I mean, isn't that like, it's like we're part of this generation where like, oh, they're always on their tablet, go outside, but then they go outside and
at 9:45 at night.
I mean, that's way too late, even on a weekend. That's way too late for
at night.
13-year-old. Yeah, no. So it's always an extreme, right? It's always like, because remember back in the day before we were probably alive, but probably for like our parents, the fucking TV had to remind them, do you know where your kids are at? Like, like that had to play on TV to remind the people, our grandparents or great grandparents to remind them, hey, is your kid home? Like, because they were always out, and then it turned into like always in front of a screen and never going out, so from what I understand, like the new, generation alpha is starting to like wanting to be back outside again. So does it get extreme the other way where like, oh yeah, be outside, don't be on the tablet, don't be on the computer all day, but
No, but
it's a balance again, it's
I think it's the parents also being consumed by social media
that
and all
too,
that stuff,
that too.
and not having that one-on-one interaction. We also don't have that same ability to speak to each other and wanting to be with each other and paying attention and being a parent. It's time consuming. It means being aware of what's going on. It's easier to be self-indulgent. It's easier to use social media for your own aspect instead of being a parent.
Yeah. So even like I know it's a little, but like today I was reading an article about illiteracy in kids going into college level right now, and how low and like just how bad it is. And it's everyone's like, oh, it's teaching and blah, blah. And in the article was like, it's also the parents, are part of social media now. So when kids go home or when they're growing up, it's like you should read, and you should have your kids see you read, and that
And have
like
that
the
type of
monkey see monkey
lifestyle.
do kind of thing,
Creating that
so,
lifestyle.
yeah. So kind of like you said, like it's not only the kids that are getting sucked into social media, it's also the adults, and it's very much real world. Our election was mainly on social media, this last one. So yeah, and obviously that's anybody under 18 doesn't mean anything for us, so that's obviously all the adults. So yeah. It's just yeah. Anything else with this episode? Because I was going to talk about the whole show, but before we get into that, any last thoughts for this episode?
Just say this is one of those. It was an episode that was really hard to deal with, and it broke down families. It broke down lines. It broke down, and then villainizing someone who did something wrong and realizing that you are part of the issue too, no matter who you are. So yeah.
Okay. Let's move on to our overall thoughts. So overall thoughts for the show plus the ratings. We'll do it now, later. Never now means watch now. Later means just whenever you get a chance to. No big rush, and never means just skip it. Brandman, what are you rating it, and what's your overall thought of the whole season?
I firmly file this under well-made and effective content that I will never watch again. And I was kind of questioning if I would say now or later, but I still can't deny that it was very well put together and just amazingly acted. So that said, I will give it a now. Just know what you're getting yourself into. But yeah, it's one of those that I can't deny its quality, but I can comfortably say I will never watch it again. But yeah,
I don't blame you.
From an acting standpoint and just the tone and mood of it is very, very solid. Just get ready. If you're gonna watch it, just be ready.
Yeah. Okay. What are you, Brian?
I've been struggling with this right now. Is it going to be a now or a later? Because it's a quality show, great writing, a story that really needs to be spoken about. But it also doesn't allow you to put your head in the sand and just pretend like everything's going to be all right. Once you have that, you can't unring the bell. I think that's something that I realize now. This is excellent, well done movie. I don't need to watch it again. You know, so many details I could really try to find out about and manipulate it and write down and stuff. I don't want to know again. I don't want to have to deal with it. It just worked on so many different levels, and I was so worried by the end. And it helps you. It makes you look in the mirror about yourself, and that's not always the best feeling, but it's always humbling. And this is a humbling movie, and I'm gonna give it a now. Give it a now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. For me, this is for sure now. Like everything about it was so well done. I will say there's some people that should never watch it, and it's not because it's a bad show. It's because it'll be hard for certain people to handle it emotionally. You know, not saying it's, you know, that they're like on that. It's just, you know, like, for example, like my girlfriend, I watched this, and by the last episode, I'm like, oh my God, this is so good. And I'm like, I can never let my girlfriend watch this movie, the show, like, because I don't know if she can handle it. It is a lot, you know, and being a newer parent, seeing you know 13-year-olds, you know, doing, you know, all this like crazy stuff, you know, and you know, much like Brandman said, like, you know, all these kids being dicks, you know, where you're just like, oh geez, you know. So yeah, so it's now. So if you watch the first episode, you kind of sucked right in, and you're gonna watch all 4 episodes. And there's everything's so well done about it. You know, the camera angles. I thought all the acting was really solid. Like you felt like this was like a documentary almost. You know, you know, so everything about it was so well done. There are certain people, I would say, don't watch it because it is a lot to handle.
If you're highly emotional and you internalize some of the concepts in the movie, this might not be the one for you.
Yeah, because I could see some people having some like anxiety attacks, some like, you know, like really, you know, anxiety driven.
Oh, for sure.
Parents, you know, with this. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. So, but yeah, this was an amazing, really show that kind of came out of nowhere. You know, it's killing it on Netflix. It's really well done. You know, it's got like on Rotten Tomatoes, it has a 99% with the critics, which is insane. You know, I think it has like I just closed it out. 70, I think, with 70 something with the audience. So still doing well. You know, is it the best thing on TV right now? Probably not. I don't think so. But is it really, really good? Yeah, for sure. You know, for sure. But yeah, any last thoughts from you guys?
No, I agree with everything you just said.
Yep. Same.
Yep. Cool. But that is it for our discussion for Adolescence. A little bit longer one, but we went through each episode. So I think it deserved its time to talk about because it is a heavy subject. But we appreciate everyone hanging out with us. If you're watching on the replay, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Come and join us every Monday and Thursday when we talk about different movies and TV shows and different nerdy stuff. But we appreciate all you guys coming in, hanging out with us. And if you are in the live chat right now, stick around because we're going to get into your comments. Cool. A few ones, and we'll probably get out of here. It's late. Van said the first I say when any of my boys call is you're on Bluetooth. Yeah, don't say anything crazy. Yeah. Hey, you're on speaker. You're on Bluetooth.
Yeah, you're on speaker.
Sure.
I'm going to tell you immediately. Yeah. Don't share anything with your mother that you don't need to be sharing.
Yeah. I mean, that is kind of courtesy. Like, I won't get mad at anybody that does that to me. You know. And Payne Zombie Ghost in, which is awesome. Awesome profile pic. A couple sunglasses. Appreciate you coming in. But cool. You guys ready to get out of here? It's late.
Yep, definitely. Too tired.
Yeah. Yeah. And then to end on that freaking depressing ass conversation about the show. I was like, ah, good. I don't ever have to think about the show ever again. Like, it's damn. Yeah. One last one. So he said, when I spoiler keep seeing Minecraft, it's going to get dragged by critics, but I thought it was kind of fun. Oh, really? Oh, you already saw it?
We need to get on and figure out how you getting all these streamers. But probably seeing it in not this weekend, but next weekend.
Okay.
Right? Isn't that when it comes out?
I might see it.
Friday.
It's Friday?
No.
I'll probably see this.
Friday,
I'll
yeah.
probably see it this weekend.
Yeah.
Then we're seeing it Saturday. My kids, they love Minecraft. We're gonna see it Saturday.
Yeah. Nice. So anybody still watching, go check out Sully's streams. He already saw it. He's gonna be his review. If it's not already out, I don't think it's out yet, but it'll be coming out soon. So but it's kind of fun. So I'll probably watch it, but my expectations are way low. Way low. But appreciate everyone coming in. Delta Dan, Ace, been a fun night. Yep. And then always shout out to Deuce for all the freaking super chats. You are awesome. Also Ace giving a super chat as well.
Thank you, Ace.
So,
yeah, that was so great, man. Appreciate you started the fun.
Yeah. Yeah, so I think I'm starting to lag out. My internet saying go sleep.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, let's get out of here. We appreciate all you guys. We will see you guys on Thursday. Later.
Good night, Canada.
See you guys.
The board has concluded the call.